No.
No.
Live, because we were just hearing that. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and it's already the family has returned, man. K Mega leaves, he comes back, and you know what I'm saying? The GRG family is messier than ever, man. So anyway, it's good to be back. Man, I've been running around like a chicken with his head cut off, but you know what? It is what it is, man. It's all great. So I'm going to get to the illustrious panel, and then I'm going to make a couple announcements, and then we're going to get ready to start the show because we got quite a few topics that we want to talk about. And let's start off, man, with the lovely ladies, our matriarch. Let's start off first with Lady Infamous. What's going on with you? How you been?
I've been chilling like a villain. This is me, Lady Infamous 415, Grown Women Gaming, intermediategaming.com, and let's get to these topics. Good evening.
All right, no doubt. All right, and then the next matriarch, what's going on with you, Delilah HD? High five.
What's up? Glad to be here. Growing with gaming. Also, remember, yeah. Just looking forward to these topics, man.
All right, cool. Look forward to the topics. All right, and then we move on over to the men, to the bums. And first off, we're gonna start off with that man that's always up, bent around the corner, man. What's going on with your Triple Cup Chuck? What up?
Man, I'm burning up, man. It's about 100 degrees outside, man. I swear to God, I'm glad I'm a gamer because, man, I cannot be out there. Man, when I was out there at work, I don't think I was thinking about telling my cousin, he was like, man, I know you get out, you going straight to the game. I said, man, I ain't leaving out the house for the rest of the weekend. I'm doing a podcast and I'm gaming. I ain't even sleeping. I'm going to be up. Let's go.
Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. All right. And then we moving on to 100, man. What's been going on? Which I ain't talked to you in about a week, man. I didn't know you were still alive until I seen your videos and stuff. And I said, I seen your little skinny ass running around, man, talking. So what's going on, man?
See, here we go. See, I be trying to be intellectual with my videos. And you know what I'm saying? No, I'm just bullshitting. This here, GRG, we back. Let's go.
That was on me. I'm good now. I'm good. All right. Anything else you want to say?
No, let's go.
All right, cool. Let's go. All right, then. And then last but not least, 108 Dragons TV. Man is scared to play me in 2K after I beat him. What's happening, bro?
You already know what's happening, man. I'm in here playing all these games, man, trying to run marathons. Destiny's got my life taken. Destiny got my life, man. But we got some great topics tonight. And I'm glad to be back. Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. And, man, wanted to give my condolences to Bloody Knuckles because of his situation, his loss from his grandfather, and he cannot be on the show. I told him to take as much time as he wanted to. Who got their dog popping off? That's got to be 108.
No, it's not me.
That's my neighbor dog.
My dog barked.
That's my neighbor dog.
No, that's 100 security.
Man.
Yeah, it's my guard dog.
Guard dog, man, please don't say that. Yeah, talk about a schnauzer. You know what's going on here? Anyway, so my bad. Bloody Knuckles, his grandfather passed away, so I'm told to take as much time as he needs to because I know that
R.I.P. to grandpa's, man.
Lost is bad, man. And then Kaleidoscope going through some things. You know what I'm saying? Kaleidoscope might be gone for a little bit, but definitely will be back. So, man, for the rest of the family out there. And then Livewire, you know what I'm saying? He got a little Bianca, you know what I'm saying? So whenever that can be free,
dolphin.
You know what I'm saying? We'll get back and you'll hear that dolphin. And so you know how you'll hear it. As a matter of fact, we got it already ready when he comes on. You already know. Oh, there we go. So I got it on repeat. So anytime he come on and start talking crazy, I'm just going to hit his ass with it. So anyway, let's go on here, man. I just wanted to give a big shout out to our Patreons, man. We gained 2 Patreons, man. Patrons. I really appreciate it. I do not have the list here. That is showing how unprofessional I am, but I will definitely put their names out in the links in the description after the video, or I might try to pick it up and find it and talk about them then. But thank you so much. We will do our game giveaway next week. I didn't have a time to set up to get my little wheel of fortune to who's going to win, so we will do it next week. And then the winner will go ahead and as you remember, they'll win 3 games and then maybe a 4th. When I get that code, but the 3 games that's going to be just gotta keep it, gotta keep doing it, gotta keep saying it till I get that code. Anyway, the 3 games: The Crew 2, Street Fighter Collection, and Warhammer Vermintide 2. You know what I'm saying? Those 3 games, you know what I'm saying, for our Patreon supporters. Thank you so much. And then we'll have a nice fat August game to give away. And I will definitely let you guys know in the future. So go ahead and join the Patreon, man. Support, because this stuff is we trying to get everything going to get to E3. Also, my boy, the Don, part of the GRG family, is working on something special too. So I'll let him discuss that once we get all that taken care of and when we get back to start doing the dev and the gamer. So anyway, let's get on to these topics. First off, man, little writes up. This came just a couple of hours ago, right before I started looking and seeing what kind of topics we was going to talk about, and that was Marvel Alliance. It was talked about earlier in the week, and I wanted to make a video about it, but then I got on and I jumped on a couple of podcasts and things of that nature, and so I didn't get a chance to really talk about it, make a video about it. But they were talking about that they might discontinue the game or take it out off digitally completely here in the near future. Didn't actually give a date or a time. Well, the date was today, and it was earlier, and I was just about to go into the Xbox store and buy it because they had that sale. I went looking for it. It is gone. So let me go ahead and go to who don't have the mute button. Oh, okay. Delilah HD.
Yes.
All right. What do you think about this? Do you already have Marvel Alliance? I mean, what did you think about this? Because then wasn't there another game that had to go through this as well that got taken off? Oh, it was Ninja Turtles, matter of fact.
Yeah,
So,
thankfully I already have the game, so
a Marvel game did it too.
Luckily, you don't have to really worry about the fact that they pulled it. A little bit disappointed, but I think it's because of like a licensing deal or something. I'm not 100% certain on that. But yeah, I mean, I'm okay with it. Like I said, it's for selfish reasons mostly because I already have it. But yeah, I feel bad for people who want to pick up that game. But if you think about it, man, that game's hella old. Like for real, for real. If you ain't got that game by now, like seriously, just saying.
I don't have it. I don't have it.
Me neither.
Yeah,
that price was a little cheap. I wouldn't get it.
That's a you problem.
I got it on PlayStation 2. But I ain't got it on
PlayStation 2. You got Xbox backwards compatibility.
Let me just explain that. That price was steep. It was what, $50 for?
No, it was not.
Yes, it was. It was like $40-$50 when it first came out.
Back in the day,
when they brought it back, and I was
$40.
When they relaunched it, it was like $40-$50, and we was like, "What? It's not even remastered."
It had Blade in there. It got Bleed.
Man, that game was $40. I said,
hey, that game. I'm with Megan. I call bullshit on that too. They claimed the remaster wasn't even remastered. It was just a port of the 360 in the PlayStation 3 versions. But none remastered. Wasn't no extra content and none of that. That's why I was waiting like Megan. Like I ain't giving them that money.
Right. Okay. I said when it gets to $15, I'm gonna get it. I see same like I seen on sale, went to go get it. I got paid Friday. I said, I could just throw an extra $15, $20. My girl ain't gonna know if that's gone. I said I'm gonna wait till Friday and get it. I'm telling
you know what? Okay, look, check it out. Can I please give a shout out to Xavier Bay with the $10 donation in the super chat?
Pay the bills.
I was like, pay the bills. I gotta pay the bills. Tell K Mega to stop dunking me, man. Ooh. Congrats on getting that super chat. That must be an inside personal.
Man, this man. Okay, like, look, you know what I'm saying? He hit me up and talked about he wanted to play in some Tekken, right? We played the Tekken before. You know what I'm saying? I've dusted him off. You know what I'm saying? There's a couple of games he won, but then like overall he's got dominated. So then he's like, "Oh, Mega, I'm going to get you. I'm ready. I've been in the chamber. I've been practice. Okay, I'll get to you." So if I'm busy or if I go to bed, he gonna try to hit me up at like 12 o'clock at night. Like I woke up in the morning going to work, and my man Bay hit me up at like 2 o'clock in the morning talking about where you at, Mega. I'm in bed. I'm getting ready to go to work here in about 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? But no, man, I'm normally on Fridays. I usually get off the podcast, and then I'm like, I'll be on, and then I'll crash. But I'm gonna stay up tonight, so we'll be ready to go ahead and do that if you want to, man. Matter of fact, I might even try to throw in a GRG game night. Let's get a fight night spot popping off tonight because I'm up and I'm ready to go. So how about that? But thanks for the donation, bro. I really appreciate it. What about you, Infamous? What do you think about the Marvel Alliance being just gone? It's not. It's nowhere digitally at all. And did you get it?
No, hell no. For what? There's games out here I don't touch. I saw what Marvel Alliance looked like, and it wasn't what my eyes wasn't pleased with what I saw. It's just something I can't put my finger on it, but it's something that I'm not. It got to be game with gold with me. That's when it get free. I'll play with it, but I'm not spending no kind of cash on this.
Getting disrespectful with this. This is
it's gone though. I mean, so you can't. If you wanted to try to get it because it was in the Xbox sale. Matter of fact, I have seen it on the PlayStation, and it was on a sale then, and I was like, I skipped out on it then, and now it's gone. You can't get it. So I mean, it was like I think $10 a piece for both of them. So
that's cool because I ain't shedding no 440 out at that game. That's it.
Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah. All right. 108 Dragons, you feel like everybody's being disrespectful.
Disrespectful is not the word, my dude. Okay. Let me tell you something. Right. First of all, as a story, the game was amazing. As a top-down 3/4 view game, the game was amazing. And third of all, the game was ahead of its time. Okay? So if they charge a little bit of money for a great game, we've paid more money for mediocre games than a halfway point of money for another great game. You understand what I'm saying? The game is fantastic. Now, if it was
both games are fantastic.
Both of them.
I got to disagree.
First of all, no. I'm gonna tell you why. Okay. Before the Fox deal, before Marvel Universe, these games existed. They brought many genres of superheroes. I need Bloody Knuckles right now because he would back me. All the superheroes in this game, man, was amazing. Let's not forget when Blade came out, people didn't know that was a Marvel character. Blade was in this game. The Hulk is in this game. The Avengers is in this game. Thanos is in this game. Yo, so many superheroes is in this game. The stories was deep.
And villains.
And villains. Yeah. Venom. Everybody.
Scorpion.
Yeah. So many people. Now it's not here. That's why it's a subject. Because people know they missed out.
Well, I played it. I beat it. I didn't beat the second one because the second one wasn't all that great for me. But the first one was really good. But it's not as on the level of what you're saying. Because I really think that the popular.
If you're a Marvel fan,
what was the first one called?
These games was fantastic because what was that? Omega. Everybody was bigging up. Omega copied both of these games, took all those villains and superheroes and put them in a free-to-play. That's what made that successful. Okay? What I'm saying is if you're a Marvel fan, before the MCU, we had the Alliance games. Okay? That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it was so perfect and so I'm just saying this was a huge collective of superheroes and villains from the Marvel Universe you couldn't get nowhere else. And it was a good RPG with the action. That's what
it was nothing but Civil War in the next movie in Infinity War. That's all it was.
100. Listen to me. This is way before Civil War. This is
the first one. You do Civil War. Remember, you get to pick. Yes. You're gonna go run with Cap, or you're gonna go run with Iron Man.
Right, and
that's Civil War right there. Thing about it is, it wasn't no more enemies. It wasn't no more villains. It was villains clicking up with the heroes. Right, you just picked who you wanted.
This is way before the MCU, though. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but in Civil War been in the comic books before then, so it's
that's the comic books. Me and you are older people. We understand that, but I'm talking about bringing.
I ain't that old. I'm in my prime. You old.
I ain't gonna even do that. What I'm saying is, before we had the MCU, who's everybody's big on, we had these games. That was as close as we got, and that's from the 360 days.
So you justifying a $40 purchase that you already purchased on the 360. I already had it on the 360. Had both of them. Beat them. You want me to spend another $40?
I bought them digital, so I didn't have to do that. I didn't say
how you bought it digital. They're not backwards compatible. They're supposed to be a remastered.
They backwards compatible.
They're not backwards compatible. They're not backwards compatible games. That game, them two games came in a package together. It was 20 and 20.
No,
they said they were remastered and it wasn't remastered. That's why me and Mega didn't go buy it because it wasn't nothing remastered about it.
I'm playing 2 360 games right now on my Xbox One, and you saying they're not backwards compatible? Is that
they're not backwards compatible? That's not a 360 title.
No,
that's not a 360 title.
So put it like this: I didn't rebuy those games when they became remastered. Whatever, they was on my system to download. I didn't buy them again. That's why I didn't know the price. Y'all told me the price. I said they was how much? Remember, I didn't know what they would cost. I didn't rebuy them. I bought them digitally back in the days. All I'm saying is I'm not justifying the price. I'm saying what they presented to the table that everybody is so big on right now is the MCU. And those games was the MCU about 8 years ago. That's just all I'm saying. I love them games. I love both of them.
Yeah.
I might be biased.
I mean, well, the games are good. I mean, well, the first game is really good. The second one is okay, but it still had a purpose. And for me, from not getting a chance to get it when I was thinking about getting it, it's crazy how things happen when things are gone, how you miss it. And that was the thing. I'm like, man, I had the chance, so many opportunities to get it because I seen sales for it, but I was always being skeptical. It's like, but anyway, Chuck. What do you think about this? Did you even play these games? Were you interested in them? I mean, what were you? I mean, where you at on this, man? Did you even play them?
Vibration. I'm a Marvel DC fan from a yay high. I've been playing it since it was X-Men and X-Men with Legends. When they had the top downs, and then you had to go with the X-Men, then they had the X-Men and the Brotherhood together, and then it went from there to the Marvel Alliance games. I had them. That's why I wasn't in a rush to buy them when I seen that high ass price. And you know what I'm saying? I don't tell nobody what to do with your money, but you know what I'm saying? If you would ask me, I'm like, man, that's kind of high for that. It's a good game. Don't get me wrong. Limit ain't wrong at all. The story, amazing. The gameplay, you know what I'm saying? You just gotta kind of like you gotta like that type of gameplay. But the story will hold you to make you play that type of gameplay. If you don't like that type of gameplay, that's how good the story is. But for that price, when I seen that on that sale, I was like, yeah. Now that's the perfect price for a game like that. I mean, it was ahead of its time, but now it's not. It's not even much on time right now. Like right now, they'll be on God of War 3. You know what I'm saying? On that same level as that. So it's not. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, it's not ahead of its time, and it's still a good story. Can't take that from it, but it's not no $40 or $50 game. It's a $20 game, and that's where it should have started. And I refused to buy it until the end. And like that game, the same thing with Spider-Man 2. When Spider-Man 2 came, I said, man, I'm not paying $60 for no movie game. I'm gonna wait till it dropped down, and then they yanked that off the market. Like you said, the free-to-play game, they yanked that off the market. You know, you got the Disney game, you know, the online game, you know how they yanking them off the market and they don't really give you no warning. But you know what I'm saying, they'll you know, give you some money back, whatever like that, if they take it completely away. But the thing about it is, I think that's why people are mad about this DRM and stuff like that. They, you know what I'm saying? Those type of moves, it spooked the public. That's why we talking about it now, because of things like that. You don't know what the implementations might be in the future. I mean, we don't own the license. I mean, you know, we actually just shareholders of the license. If they want to just rip this whole game off the system, it's gone. And I mean, we know that, we understand that, you know what I'm saying, that's possible. That's why situations like that, it raises up an eyebrow to say, what the future going to hold. I mean, this game was good, but what, you know what I'm saying, because, you know, they're going to see what they can get away with and then go deeper and deeper in this rabbit hole. So, you know what I'm saying, we need to address this and correct this now, even though we know if you have it now, you still could play it, or you can go buy a physical copy and still play it. But it just, you know what I'm saying, when they do things like that, you know what I'm saying, don't sit right with the consumers like me and everybody probably in the chat. Probably don't fit right with it, you know what I'm saying, on the people on the panel. Like you said, Lemon, good game. But the way this situation was and the price, as soon as it get to a price that it was supposed to be at, I know the marketing deals and the sales and stuff like that is the overall reason, but that don't sit good for the fans and the public and the people that just want to be a part of this community.
Absolutely. I agree with that. And a big shout out to Jazzy Noob. You know what I'm saying? Come on in, popped up in and said, what's up, GRG? He is one of our sponsors. If you guys are interested and want to be a sponsor and be down with us for the GRG family, man, come on down. Jazzy Noop is definitely part of the GRG family. It was great to meet him out there at E3, man. Can't wait to see him again next year. So,
oh yeah.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. So, man, as for me, like I said, I was wanting to get the game. I was excited once I seen them, but then when I seen the price, I was like, no, Activision, you ain't gonna get me. Not like that. Not for no $40 for no game that hasn't truly remastered. So, you know what I'm saying? It just wasn't. It wasn't happening like that. It wasn't happening like that at all. Nah. So, anyway, old lady came in here. I had to give her a smack. So, you know what's going on. You good? All right. Hey. Okay. All right. But anyway, so anybody else want to touch on this?
Fuck Activision.
Damn. All right.
Damn.
So
that's me.
Hold on.
I'll second that one. I'll second that one.
Okay. Infamous might go ahead and start cutting somebody because I mean, you know, she about that card.
Activision is like.
And what's
Activision got people quitting, leaving their girlfriends. So you know, Activision doing their thing. They doing something right.
Man, whatever.
Okay. We'll talk about that here a little bit later, man. But
I
anyway,
choose EA over Activision any day.
Okay, all right, okay. The people over here taking things personal around here, man. Damn, Activision. Why y'all hating on Activision, man? Activision's doing their thing, man. They've been providing quality games for years. Right? Okay, anyway.
Yeah.
Let's get on to the
really, that's how you gonna do? Come on, man. I've been fucking with Activision for the longest, man, and they doing some stupid shit right now.
I was being sarcastic, man.
Okay.
All right. Mercy. Anyway, let's get to the second topic. Quantum Dreams. You know what I'm saying? Detroit, so far my game of the year. Fantastic game. Storytelling was absolutely top notch. I'm gonna go back in there and I'm gonna save Connor. I feel bad about what happened with Connor, man. I feel bad what happened with Connor, but everybody else,
keep it 100. Keep it 100. K-Mega, you said the story is better than God of War.
Hell yeah, that story is better than God of War. It's God of War story. No, I'm not, because there's other people that's actually played Detroit agreed. Like
I got actually put that game up for my husband on his birthday on Wednesday and watched him play through it. It was dope.
Yeah, that story is better than God of War story, hands down. I mean, the story is amazing. I got so drawn into it. My old lady came in there and watched me play, and she was like, and she got a crush on the main dude because of he's on Grey's Anatomy.
I know, right?
Oh gosh.
Listen. Can we stay on the level?
Video game.
Anyway, so man, but hold on.
I felt a real actor. So
Quantum Dream did fantastic job of face recognition, next level stuff, man. I mean, it's on the level of what Ninja Theory did with Hellblade and just other games that did real good animations. I think what Remedy did with Quantum Break, whatever. But I mean, like Quantum Dream did a masterful job with that game story wise. But anyway, they are in some trouble, and we've talked about it before about their legal situation, and a lot of people were saying, "Hey, look, until we actually see what's going on and until we know what's everything is all speculatory." Well, come to find out that they've lost the case. They had two cases that they had in front of a judge. The judge dismissed both of them, but this last one. They lost the court case, and one of the ex-employees will be compensated. The Quantum Dreams can appeal, but the question that I'm having with you guys is like the court actually sided with the employee, and Quantum Dreams is really financed through the French government. If this turns out to where there's going to be more people that's going to complain, will Quantum Dreams as a studio be in trouble because when they lose their funding from the French government? I'm going to go straight to you, Infamous. Do you think that Quantum Dreams could be in trouble because of this losing this suit?
If the company's connected to the actual government, am I correct?
Yes, yes, they get funded by the government.
Yeah, can they do that over there?
Yeah, they do that over there. Yeah, they're part of. That was the whole thing about.
I never heard of that in the United States.
They do that for Sony and Nintendo.
Yeah, they do that for Sony. I didn't know about Nintendo.
So not private investors from Europe, actual government money.
Yeah, they get government money to stay afloat. Yes,
to stay afloat and open up other businesses to help keep their income coming, because they Japan, they do that for the Japan companies. I mean, we even to a certain degree do it when we bail out the car companies and stuff. I ain't trying to get political, but it's on some, on that type stuff.
Oh, okay. See, when you put a company and put it through the government like that, personally with me, that sus. I don't know. I don't know about y'all, but Detroit was fire. You know what I mean? When you read the articles and stuff and you learn about how people do business, you just try to think of how it goes down. I mean, I personally wouldn't have my company connected to the government, because then they'll want their own personal restrictions on what they want me to do as a game developer or a gaming company. And yeah, I mean, they better have a backup plan just in case, because I just don't know. I just don't like the connection. You feel me? So
yeah.
I just don't like. I understand if they trying to do what they got, if they got to do so, do what they got to do to help out they private investors. But you talking about an actual government. You talking about an actual government. So
well, they have to comply though. I mean, they've been. It's been rumored for a while that there's some that's out there that use homophobic type of language. They've sexual harassed people. There was even cases where people saying that they were being racist, and they were all kind of pointing fingers and saying that this environment is toxic. And there's some people that said that they couldn't work there, and then once they tried to bring it out to the light or try to bring it up to management, they got fired. That was the whole reason why this came out in the first place.
Well, this is gonna be a lightweight problem. Yeah, there's gonna be a problem for them.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But well, go ahead, Chuck. Go ahead.
I know. I was gonna say rules in other countries don't apply the same as they apply in this country. That's what makes it tricky.
Well, they're way more liberal out there in France, and so than they are maybe in a company out here. But the fact of it is that like those type of things aren't, they're not tolerated. And that's the reason why I was asking, could Quantic Dreams be in any type of trouble because of this? Because that's part of their financing that they get from the government. And so this isn't over, because they can appeal and say that these are lies, because they've been saying that these allegations were lies. But for a court to go ahead and say that they won, that the ex-employee was right and that Quantic Dreams was wrong.
Man, yeah, they in trouble. Man, that's gonna bring out everybody and their mama that work for that company. They say they treated me wrong too. I'm hopping on. They got money. I'm going to get money. So they gonna beat the game down, or saying, man, the Quantic Dream is really I ain't going. It's Delilah turn, but Quantic Dream is in trouble.
Mm-hmm. What do you think, Delilah?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's they shouldn't have did what they had done, and so if somebody got compensated for them, using certain terms and all that, then more power to them. But Chuck is right. I think that's going to open up the door for other people to complain and to, get their lawyers involved and get some compensation. I just think that this could be bad for them, and it's crazy because I like Detroit. That's about the only game I like of them. And, I'm not too big on the walking simulators and stuff like that. But Detroit was kind of dope. Like, just the way it played out and stuff like that. I thought it was pretty good. Yeah, this is definitely a bad look. It could be bad for the company. We don't even know how much money they made from off Detroit. If it did like if it was a financial success for them. But yeah, it's definitely a bad look. There's no positive way to spin this. They lost the deal in court. That can cause other appeals. I mean, it could just be
a lot of money.
A hot mess.
A hot mess. And money could be tied up in legal fees. I mean, Sony might not want to touch it with a 10-foot pole. Like, you just never know. Like, it's no good way to PR this, any of that, because they lost. If they would have won their case, they would have they can spin it better. Like, oh yeah, well, it was proven in court that we didn't do anything wrong, stuff like that. But see, without having that backing and that validity towards the fact,
good word,
then they can't spin it. So it could be bad. We'll see. I can see the only way to fix this is if the guy who runs the company, if he steps down. To me, that's the only way to fix it, because he's the root to the problem. But the thing is, he's written all their games. Every game he wrote, every one of them. whether it's what was it, Indigo Prophecy, Detroit, etc. I mean, he's the writer, he's the creator of a lot of those titles, so he's the creative talent behind that whole company. So if he leaves, then what's going to happen with the company? Like, it makes you really kind of think, like, if he's forced to leave, then what are they going to focus on?
Right. I mean, yeah. I mean, if he's written these games, and I mean, like I said, he put a lot of work into Quantum. I mean, into
Quantum Dream. You said it right.
Yeah.
Well, the whole company, because like I said, he wrote all those. He wrote what
he did,
Beyond
Rain?
Two Souls. He did Heavy Rain. He Indigo Prophecy back in the day on OG Xbox. I remember that was fire. Yeah, so like I said, he started the company. He's the visionary behind all of this, and so him talking down on people, using homophobic slurs and making people a joke out of people. Yeah, that's not a good look. I mean, whether you own the company or not, that's a bad look all around. So
right, and then for another thing that's really bad, because I'm reading the article right here. It's basically, he was saying that in the case, it says several former Quantic Dreams employees have taken their cases to court. This is the first time that the court has found the favor to the employee. 2 previous cases were dismissed, one of whom are filed an appeal, but the employee that won the case, the staff member's decision to quit will now be treated as unfair dismissal, with the rights, according to this, Quantum Dreams Meanwhile wants to try to appeal this as well. So you're talking about money to spend, which is mostly probably not only money coming out of their pockets, but government money to appeal this. And it's like what somebody else that was on the panel that said that, okay, those other 2 people, they may have lost, but they may want to go try it again, saying, look, if you can find out that there's probable cause on this, then we could do this. And if not those people, because they already had the case and got it and they lost, there's going to be other people that's going to look at this as well that maybe got fired. And like, yeah, it could be a big mess for them, a big mess. 100, what do you think about this?
Man, I'm playing devil's advocate. You know what? For one is, if they knew they did something wrong, going to eat it. It's going to take more money to appeal it. But I don't think it's whatever the courts reward them. I don't think, I know out here in the United States, if you win, like say you win something against your job or something, most of the time you don't get that large sum. They break you off in payments. So maybe they can break. I don't know how the French government is. So
I think maybe this is just the first. This is just a recent story, and they just won the case, and so instead of them saying that they got fired, it's like a dismissal that wasn't necessary, and then maybe they'll go on to proceed for a civil case later on.
Yeah, so civil. I see, like out in the United States, civil is not that hard to prove. It's easy than going through like criminal. You know what I'm saying? It's not the statute of limitations is way lesser in a civil case than in a regular lawsuit case. So yeah, so I don't know the ins and the outs, but if ain't they under Sony, or is they Sony and part of the Sony family? I don't. Or they just did it. They just made it exclusive for Sony. Because if they part of the Sony camp, I think Sony should kind of, help out with a little bit of the money.
They did Heavy Rain, so they might be part of that umbrella.
Yeah,
right. They might be part.
Yeah, so if you own by, think what it is.
I don't think they own by Sony. Like
yes, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know, so I ain't gonna talk about what I don't know. But if Sony is, I'll step up. These people do great jobs, great things, and I know, like you said, Delilah, he wrote everything. Maybe he got to go be a ghostwriter. Just go away, like Microsoft did Bomber. Go away for a little while. You can write these games, but your names ain't on them, and we just pay you on the side.
All right, so I just looked it up, and they're a privately owned company, so
they like
Sony doesn't own them at all. They just had a second party.
No, they like
So they just made the exclusive games. They just did what Remedy used to do for Microsoft.
Like how Playground used to do for Microsoft. That kind of deal. They signed second party deals with Sony, and so their last 3 games were exclusively on the platform. Before that, they did Indigo Prophecy on Android, iOS, every platform. And
I remember that. I bought that.
Cameron, the Nomad Soul. I don't know. I think that was a game that was a multiplayer too. Yeah, that was some kind of role playing game.
But yeah, so by them being that makes it different. The fact that they're a privately owned company, if they get tied in legal fees, this could bury them because we don't know how much they brought in from Detroit and how much Sony got out of that and how much money they got left over. He may just want to take a golden parachute, bounce out. We don't know what this is going to turn.
When a company take publishing rights, they take the responsibility of everything. Usually, the developer gets the smaller portion.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that's exactly right. Because I mean, usually it's like 70-30. I believe
crazy,
in those kind of deals, because they got to pay for marketing, distribution.
Undead Labs was so excited. Microsoft gave them that deal.
I'm still waiting on Undead Labs to get that dedicated server. What I'm saying? Step that up. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, put it out there.
That's what happened.
Well, it's one of those things, man. I feel bad, but then in a way I don't. Like, you can't have those. Yeah, because you did it to yourself. I mean, you know what you can do and what you can't. And there's some people that you may be cool with those type of jokes or those other type of way, but then there's other people that aren't. And then there's other people that might just want to try to set you up. So I mean, 108. Like, what is your thoughts about this? About Quantum?
Let me just say a couple things, man. These Western developers in the United States, man, they get away with a lot, especially when they're a major developer. They get away with a lot. Now, this company did a big title for Sony, right? Heavy Rain, right?
Yeah, Heavy Rain. They did Heavy Rain, Detroit, and they done Beyond Two Souls. Yeah.
Okay, so now that's 3 titles underneath that Sony umbrella. Okay. Major titles, Sony promoted like it was first party only. Now, when you got a country's government that invests in video games, it's like China. China is a communist country. When they get involved in anything that's like this situation and they control the body, you really ain't got no say. So everybody can sue all they want. But these dudes don't have no control. They the minority. You know what I'm saying? So Sony don't really care. They're not really going to back them. You don't see them going to bat for them. You know what I'm saying? This is a bad situation all around. They could win all the lawsuits all they want. When you have a government intervening in video games, there's a problem. Because the video games is not a major part of society in terms of what's important. So if you got a government,
well, to them it is. I mean, that's the thing.
What I'm saying,
taking government funds.
Yeah,
that's the only problem. They're taking government funds.
Right. Yeah. So
well, look. When China get involved in something that's recreational, and they have an opportunity to be Western or get popular, China pulls the strings and be like, y'all ain't doing that. And this is the same kind of situation. They could win all the lawsuits they want, but when the government control what you do, it's like one of these movies.
But it ain't, it's not. But see, you're comparing China to France, and they're totally different.
What I'm saying is, I'm talking about being. It's like a dictatorship. That's what I'm.
But no, it's not like that, because if it was a dictatorship, then most likely this would have been shut down already. I mean, at least they're doing by due process and going and letting the law decide what's going to happen.
You believe that? It don't sound like
absolutely. It. Man, when those allegations came out a couple of months ago, right before the game, if they really wanted to be the dictator like you think they are, then they would have shut everything down. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you guys, can you explain to the chat and everybody listening like exactly what they had done?
Okay,
like the pictures and the neo-Nazi stuff and posting people faces on porn stars.
I'm just saying these dudes did 3 major titles for Sony, right? Sony act like, oh, that ain't our problem. They just taking a step back. And it's about the government investing in this company, and they got the last word. And nobody. That's what I'm saying. That's why I compared it to China, because when China has something,
not even close though. Not even close. Not even.
Don't think so?
But you can't.
I
don't know, man.
No, it's more like this here. Like let's say Nintendo in Japan. it ain't they ain't helping Nintendo with video games. They helping Nintendo as a company, as in they're like, here, open up a Nintendo hamburger place so they can keep revenue coming. So they open up burger places. They give Nintendo money so they can open up like race or you know what that the electronic places or anything like EB games or something. But they don't be EB games. They help them like that. They don't just help them say, here goes some money, help develop games.
This is more like what. Hold on, wait a minute. This is more what like that they do. It's like for Quantum Dreams. It's more like a place for where they have a gaming center or school for the youth because they feel that video games is a viable mechanism in their country. That's why they support Quantum Dreams. So they have like young interns or people that young grads go into Quantum Dreams and go in. Right. That's why they help fund them. That's what I'm saying. But it's not like anything.
They turn to a school.
So you're trying to tell me the government don't control what they do.
No. I mean,
no, they got to go through this. It's just like it's just like this. When I went to school for getting my computer engineering degree, I took a government student loan. That means that's what they did. They had money. I had to go to school. I couldn't miss class. I had to get this. I had to do that. If they go off them, if they off their guidelines, the government is going to give them money. France is going to give them money because they're doing this and this and that. But since then, if they get cut off and something get cut off, them funds are going to be gone because they really kind of depending on them funds.
Right. That's the whole point. It's not
know exactly how much they're depending on it though.
What was the percentage? We talked about it. We talked about it a couple of months ago. I don't have that. I don't have that those numbers there. But they spend quite a bit of money to them. They fund them heavily because again, that France is they are very heavily involved
with
the gaming
circuit. It's not like a dictatorship.
No, it's not like a dictator. It's like for instance, like anybody like for the state or for the state that helps funds for a college school. The state doesn't have the state doesn't give you orders on how you should run or teach in that school. They just help fund that. You know what I'm saying? You know, so that's
just like you go get a small business loan. You got to go with guidelines.
It's not like China or Russia where they're going to be like, they'll come and step in and be like,
no. France and China. No, man, come on, man.
I didn't know. What I said is, I said I didn't know. What I'm saying is, I said what it sounds like. Because if you got a company like Microsoft, right, and they go out there and buy companies, buy game studios, buy this, buy that, and the government like, you can't do that, and just shut them down. That means the government's in control. They
can't. I don't think that they got the power to shut them down, but they could take their funding away from them and leave, and the company could shut down that way because they.
Ain't that the most important thing?
Well, no, but it's a whole different thing. Like for somebody to come in and say, "Look, you're done," and for compared to say, "Look, we see how you're." How you've been operating your business. We don't like this, and so we're going to pull back our funding.
Okay.
They could still go and let's say that they want to try to sell themselves to the next highest bidder. Whether they say they want to go to Sony or they want to go to
like
Microsoft if they want to go to like EA or something like that, then they could still be viable and still work.
That's important because guess what? Right? That didn't happen to Visceral.
Yeah. One thing though I wanted to mention real quick was that you think about Quantic Dream, they have like 180 employees, and typically salary is the biggest expense in development, period. Right? Because you paying people easily from $80,000 to $100,000 a person a pop, right?
Right.
So I think that the backlash of this could be the fact that some of the talent leave. And a company, a development company, is not as good. It's the people that make that. It's the talent that's at the company that makes that. Right. So we could see them, drop down a few notches. We don't know what's the residual or the reaction to this is going to be from the people that work there to their public perception. Like, I mean, it can get really bad for them really quickly if they don't get ahead of it.
Right.
But it's just a bad situation for gaming in general. Just when you see these type of situations, that's why we having this debate, because it's like you don't want to see this happen. That's a good solid company. You know what I'm saying? You don't want people leaving. Look, what's that game with the racing game that's like MotorStorm? With Criterion Studios, the dudes that made Drive Club and somebody else. They all got together that game flopped, and most of the development team went everywhere else. You don't want things to happen to like Quantic Dreams. You don't want things to happen to a developmental studio that has a chemistry.
But it would be their own fault. It wouldn't be because of the game flopping. It's because of the game, because of their culture, and if they have employees that doesn't want to be a part of that culture, then it's on the management to try to get it right. That's the whole thing. It's like you got the talent, and the talent is like, look, I don't want you to be showing me pictures of dicks. I don't want you showing me you know what I'm saying, I got you. Shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's the thing, is that they, the management has to take control, and the person that's in control of it has to do a better job. So hopefully that it'll all, you know what I'm saying, this would be a good big slap on the wrist and like get it together.
And they keep it moving. Because
but if there'll be more people, it could be worse.
They make good games.
So
right. Hey, two valuable lessons out of this. First, never have all your chips on one person. They should have had more than one top writer working on projects instead of just one person. So if he collapsed, the whole company collapsed.
Facts.
That's one lesson they need to learn. The other lesson they need to learn is hire better lawyers. The lawyer knows that you're going south. Man, the lawyer's supposed to come to the side and offer you money. Like,
they only got 100. They only got 100.
Even if you pay them more.
So I don't know, man. It took them over 10.
They probably underestimated it. I'm sorry.
No, you're right. You're right. They probably
that means he ain't had no good lawyer.
It took a long time to make Detroit, though.
But there's also another situation. They had two good games and thought they was concrete. So, they was comfortable. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know.
Very comfortable.
So Chuck, you said Chuck, they had a public pretender for their lawyer?
Man, they had something wrong.
No, man. Anyway, let's go on to the next topic, guys.
Yes,
all right. Yeah, let's keep this moving. We're gonna try to keep it on the time frame. Skybox Labs will be working with 343 on the new Halo, and it's rumored that the new Halo will be an open world game, which is its first, and then on top of that it will have a battle royale mode. So there are some people that have some concerns about Skylab working with 343 to help co-develop for this game. And I mean, me personally, I don't see what the problem of it is because of what 343 has to do. They have to make sure that the game's running properly. If it's going to be an open world, they got a lot of stuff that they got to micromanage. And while Skylabs has worked on Forge, on online for the PC, they can do everything else. Maybe work on maps, designs, things of that nature. So I'm just going to go to you, Delilah, first, and get your thoughts on this. I mean, is there any reason to be concerned about 343 giving a little bit of the reins to another studio to help work on this?
No, people make it sound like as if they switched all development over to Skybox Labs when that's not even the case. I feel like 343 is still spearheading the project, and they just need more hands on it. You got to think about it. They redid an engine. So that's a lot of work in its own right. That's outside of the game in some instances. You know what I mean? So if they needed more assistance on this, they would want to try to get the game out in a certain amount of time frame. Then I really don't blame them for using another studio to kind of assist with that. I don't see a problem here. They already are familiar with it. Like you said, they worked on Forge. Mm-hmm. They worked on a bunch of other Microsoft products, So I think it's just because of the relationship they already have with Microsoft is why they jumped on this, because they've been doing a lot of things Microsoft related, whether it was Age of Empires, Minecraft, the Rise of Nations, everything. So they have the pedigree to be able to make Halo, open world, so to speak. So I'm not mad at this at all. I just think, like I said, I think it's more business than anything else.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, also I think that it's smart because they know more about PC more than what 343 may know about how to get things to be working on the PC. Because if you got all these you working on a new engine, which is what is it, Slipstream or whatever. Yes. And 343 is also working on everything else that I was mentioning. Wouldn't it be a little bit too taxing? I know that they got a huge studio. I mean, a huge group of people that's working under them, but everybody needs to be focused on one topic, on one facet. And if you got Skybox Labs working on the other little side things, I think that could make that game. I think it can make the game even better because they can both coexist together. What do you think about this, Infamous?
I think first of all, I'm more interested in the open world aspect than the BR. To be honest with you, I really, as long as the game is good, I don't care who's messing with it. But that BR is like a sour taste in my mouth. I can't. It's just the market is just oversaturated with BR mode, and I don't think that Halo should be into that.
Battle Royale stuff.
Yeah, Battle Royale mode. Yeah. So, I want to be more specific on that. But hey, people if you want to go make money and, you don't have to give out real good content and stuff like that, hey, put a Battle Royale mode in there. But there's a few companies that is eliminating that completely in their roster of, like, in their particular games. And I hope that this particular company do as well.
What do you think about Halo going open world?
I like open world. I can mess with that. I play Fallout. I play Skyrim. I play Saints Row, Destiny, GTA, all open world.
Because Destiny really
not open world.
How?
No, it's not open world.
Well, it is kind of more of a closed system. You're right. I
mean, it's just what class system.
It's not like
it's more class based and patrols and strike.
Oh, now you don't play Destiny 2 for like a week. Now you a pro now, huh?
yeah. But you talk about Activision.
Talk
bad about Activision.
Yeah, he took school the other night. They went straight to school.
I was going to throw a shot at you, but you're my sister from GRG. We're not doing that.
Okay, let's do that. I appreciate it.
Okay.
I respect that. But yeah, like I said, I don't have a problem with open world. I'm ready to see what can they be able to transform to an open world atmosphere for the Halo franchise. I can't wait. But that BR shit, that Battle Royale shit, nah.
Well, it's good. Well, okay, it's a mode, and let's be clear that they also
I will skip
it's a mode. There's still hold on.
He talking to me. Let him speak.
But this is just a mode. There are also other modes that they're still going to have. Warzone. They're still going to have Arena. They're still going to have all of these other modes. That's the one thing about it that really makes this even more intriguing because 343 is working on all the original assets of what made Halo 4 and 5 good for them, and then they added on this other mode on here. So
one thing, K-Mega.
What?
Halo has more deathmatch modes than any game in existence, including Call of Duty.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. All the rest of the modes that
they have all the modes and own modes over everybody else. Facts.
Okay.
That Battle Royale trash, man.
No.
Yeah. Can I ask Meg a question?
Oversaturated.
Everybody can ask.
Overrated Battle Royale modes on every game.
It's not overrated. It's another form of deathmatch.
Is another form of getting money. That's cool.
Hold on, lady. Hold on. Let me say something for the record. First of all, Battle Royale on some of these games is the only goddamn mode they got. They don't have team deathmatch. I
understand, and I feel you on that. I play PUBG, but then you got Fortnite, you got H1Z going on PlayStation. No. You
Those
got like 18 Battle Royale games.
One at a time.
Wait, listen to what I'm saying.
Okay,
those are Battle Royale built games. Now it's like what Call of Duty doing. The new Call of Duty got all the Call of Duty modes, and they're adding a Battle Royale mode. You cannot fault any company for multiplayer to add a popular mode that people want to play. It's a game mode. That's like saying, Doom started off with team deathmatch, or Doom started off with free for all. So nobody's supposed to add free for all because people want to play free for all.
Right.
So it's a game.
That's cool. You know what? And you're right. It is a game mode. But you know what?
Mode.
If it ain't PUBG, I ain't playing no Battle Royale mode. Even if I do have the possibility that I do get Black Ops 4, I might not even touch Blackout.
She gonna be the first one on Battle Royale.
What I'm saying is, you're taking personal offense to a game mode.
Maybe I'm biased. Maybe I'm biased.
She has that right to, though.
No.
I have my right to be biased.
I mean, lady, check this out. Imagine Black Ops with the polish of Black Ops in that PUBG mode.
Facts.
Like, that's insane. I'm
Facts.
sorry.
PUBG still don't run right on PC.
Polish, like you can't
What
get
I'm
that.
saying is, it's a new deathmatch mode. So if people are adding that to their game, I remember when
don't start going left, Lemon.
No. Listen, I remember when Quake on PC only had
free for all deathmatch.
Just deathmatch, yeah.
And then they made team deathmatch, and then everybody put team deathmatch in their game. This is the same scenario. So we can't take. Oh my God, they're adding battle royal to. First of all, Halo said they said they're not doing a battle royal.
Want to do it? Yeah.
Yeah, they said BR is battle rifle. That's why I was going to ask Mega, where's this battle royale in the new Halo coming from? Because they said they're not doing it.
They're not doing
Frank O'Connor came out last week, said we're not doing no battle royale for no Halo.
I give it like
to wait my turn
after the game release.
What I'm saying
now, Warzone might get improved because Warzone is kind of like Warzone is kind of like battle royale to a certain extent.
It says it right here in this article from Game Rant. It says,
but Frank O'Connor killed everything last week, Megan. He said there will not be no battle royale in the next Halo game. The only BR we doing is battle rifle.
This article is from today. This article's from today. 100.
But the man that works for 343 that's making the game said it's no BR, it's no battle royale, Mega.
100. You're loud on your mic. Back up.
My bad. Move it away.
Yeah.
Move it away.
Back it up. Back it up.
Hey, he was all into it.
Yeah, he was.
Like
I'll turn him down a little bit.
Frank O'Connor did say that though. He did say that.
No, he went straight out. The only BR they interested in is battle rifle.
Yeah,
he said that straight out. But I'm saying is infamous. Even if they added a battle royale mode, it's a new game type. It's not taking over what Halo does.
Okay, but I have a personal problem with battle royale mode that's getting oversaturated and being tossed into games. That's just my personal.
It's like
that's
saying,
me though.
That's her personal opinion. Okay. One away.
Okay, Mega, let me finish.
No, you have been talking, and there's other people that needs to talk. Wait. Damn.
Listen.
Girl, get an opinion.
Don't get. No, I didn't knock your opinion. What I was saying was, it's just a game.
Oh my God! Can I go to Triple Cup chat?
Yeah, go ahead, Triple. My bad.
Triple Cup.
I'm gonna mute myself. My bad. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Y'all, you good? Don't need to be sorry. Just let me get to
you good.
All right.
Both of y'all made good. Yeah, both of y'all made good points. I understand when Lady was saying, because it's like you hit so much like battle royale, another battle royale. But at the same time, what Dragon was saying, it's just another mode. But they just over talking about it so much instead of just putting it in like how they do all the other modes. They just add it in there with the battle royale. They just getting all this hype. That's why the big problem with that is. But me with the Halo thing, I always say, you know what I'm saying, the more the merrier. So if they get more hands on deck to make the game a better game, you know what I'm saying, that's a good thing, regardless of how people might look at it. You know, got 343. They making all the good, all the stuff, and then you got them helping out on other the knick-knack stuff that anybody probably could do. That they're gonna cut time and get them a chance to make the game bigger and better. So I don't see nothing wrong with that. And then the way they're making like the battle royale, not the battle royale, the open world. The open world. For this the first thing I thought about was, okay, Halo 1 through 5, right? You know what I'm saying? That everybody when 5 came out, then you had God of War. Oh, God of War, they went behind the back because, you know, God of War 1, 2, 3 was always that top view. Now they went behind the back and they was talking about like how they going to change Halo. They need to update Halo. And everybody like, well, how can you do it? And Microsoft said, I got something for y'all ass. We finna give y'all an open world Halo. A first-person open world shooter space game. Deal with it. When I seen that, I was like, okay, I understand what they're doing. I just hope they take their time and just blow my mind with a story. We're going to get a taste of Anthem. Anthem is going to be a good-ass game, but that's a taste of what we're going to get when we see that Halo. You know Halo going to triple what Anthem doing, and just look how Anthem coming along. So just think about Halo in an open world with a magnificent environment. Who knows? This for next generation, where I'm looking at it. They might even have where you could play it in VR of and that's not for me, but just saying the implementations they having, that's probably why they having to add, because 343 is a huge ass studio. So if they bringing somebody, right? So if they add all those people, if they adding a whole other company, they got to be doing something extreme. Just point blank, just
they
extreme.
probably need help. They need help,
right? That's why saying anybody saying something down right now, keep it up. Because keep hating, because when you get that Halo come out and you see the man, it's gonna be undescribable. It's gonna be like seeing everything at one time at once.
E3 2019.
Yeah,
I'm with it. Crazy. Hey, matter of fact, I'm skipping Bayou Classic and Mardi Gras.
It's like what K Mega said.
E3 next time.
It's like what K Mega been saying. # save lock. But you know what's crazy? You know why that's important?
Yes.
Because people say, "Oh, Halo 5 wasn't the truth." I said, okay, compare Halo to itself. That might be true. Compare Halo 5 to another game.
Yeah, that's facts. That gameplay is butter.
It's not second notch to nothing else but itself.
The story is iffy, but the gameplay is butter. I'm sorry. It's
on
smooth.
Top of the game.
Smooth, the speed,
on top.
everything of it.
I'm with you. Save lock.
Hashtag save lock. Appreciate
hey,
that.
But say K Meg, I just want to go back for 1 second, because you said Detroit game of the year.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm gonna give my disclaimer.
I said for me right now.
I ain't debating that. I'm saying I'm getting my disclaimer right now. I haven't played the game, but from what I see is a story, just because everybody said the story was amazing. But I'm wondering is the story that amazing where it don't have to have the gameplay and still become game of the year? Is that good?
You got the gameplay though.
Yeah, man. The story grips you so much.
The story is fantastic.
The
gameplay is more to be desired from my perspective.
That's why I wanted.
It's a little different.
Telltale.
It is a super Telltale.
You walk around and investigate the scene. It's just like Telltale on crack. That's what it's like.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not a bad thing. Telltale games are
that sells all the Telltale games.
I'm trying to explain this to Triple Cup.
Pretty much Telltale power.
I'm not talking to y'all. I'm talking to Triple Cup.
My bad. Okay,
imagine a game like like Telltale with high fidelity graphics and that same kind of style, but the quick time events is way better. The cutscenes are way because you got
and the choices matter.
The choices definitely matter.
But Delilah, hold on.
Really matter.
When they showed the demo of that guy killing his daughter, that drew everybody in.
Man,
I took that personally.
No, that's not a spoiler.
That was a trailer.
Believe it or not, that's not a spoiler.
That's not a spoiler. Yo, listen, that drew me in. I told K Mega, I'm gonna buy that game just to kill that guy.
My husband, like I said, I watched him play the whole game, right? And I want him to play it again so I can see the different path, different choices, because it's got so many variations and branching choices to where. See, this is why I think Telltale goes wrong. Like you can, all right, now I was playing The Wolf Among Us, and I didn't necessarily have to press a button to get.
Not that great.
The story is fire.
Was good, but
that game was fire. Mega, what you been?
No, you better.
The Wolf Among Us is okay.
Okay, hold on.
The Walking Dead.
We can debate which Telltale is better later, but what I'm telling you is this: with Detroit, the decisions matter for real. Like completely different. Certain people can die. Like they did a good job of making it very
okay.
I beat the.
So hold on.
Okay, I got a question for you, Delilah. Have you played the Council yet?
The Council, no.
Hey, that's that real game, huh?
Yeah, the Council is your things. Okay, I'll give you an example. Like on the Council, say if I walked up to you, right, and I really didn't know what I was talking about, and you said something about my mother or something, and you think I'm lying, that means you don't trust me for the whole game. Like I cannot do something. Is it something like that? Like Like your circumstances really count.
You have to play.
Yes,
I definitely. The thing is, I'm not even a huge fan of those type of games. As I always say, like I go to sleep on Telltale games. Like they put me to sleep. I can't ever stay awake long enough to pay attention or enjoy, because I'm the type of person I got to be doing something constantly. Like
but there's only one Telltale that
that's your opinion.
No.
Okay, hold on, guys. Wait.
Ain't
We got a guest, and y'all just want to keep on running.
He ain't even no guest.
Yes, we do got it.
He ain't no guest. Don ain't no guest.
Let him introduce himself. Like you over here opening your big ass mouths. What's going on, brother? GRG.
Guys, you guys are getting passionate. I just had to let that ride for a bit.
Hold on. Oh, my bad.
There you go. Hold on. What?
No,
what? God damn it.
No, what I was telling Delilah, this is not my opinion. The Wolf Among Us is one of my favorite Telltales.
It's trash,
That's
bro.
opinion.
No. But listen to
Trash.
I said,
Wait. Do you just relate to it because it's got chest hair? Is that what's going on?
I don't have chest hair. I'm light skinned. But anyway,
Man, I do. I'm like,
what I'm
man,
saying,
hold on.
listen to what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, I agree with Delilah in terms of this is why I'm trying to agree with Delilah. Y'all don't want to listen. What I'm saying is, I beat The Wolf Among Us because I enjoyed the story.
Let me tell you.
Hold on. Let me
Play
finish.
the game again. Play it again.
Listen to me. I told you I beat it 5 times. What I'm telling you is you're right with Detroit because no matter what decisions I changed in The Wolf Among Us, it ended in the same result. That's what I'm saying. You was right. That's all I was saying.
Okay.
Because those Telltale games, no matter how many times you change, the ending it's a slightly variation.
Nah.
Right.
Not in all of them.
Change. Walking Dead.
Only one that
Walking Dead changed. Yeah, it's some people that
I didn't beat the last.
people that you allowed to die.
I know Batman changes a lot too.
But
I'm
what I'm
talking
telling
about
y'all is like with Detroit, it's
on
like
times 10.
It's on steroids.
So you saying it's like it's a drastic change?
It's very good. They did a great job with the writing.
That's what I'm talking about.
Like
I forgot what the main topic was because y'all we went completely left.
We went backwards. Hey, we went backwards.
We was talking about Halo. We were talking about Halo.
We was going to the next subject after Halo.
Right. That's what we were doing.
No, what we were talking about was gaming news.
Yeah.
Oh no. All right.
Halo's open world though.
What'd you say?
Why is everyone thinking Halo's going to be open world though?
Because that's what these that's just like the third article that I read today.
Oh, here we go with these articles. Can't believe everything you read.
No, I want to hear where this is coming from. I just want to hear where it's coming from.
Something to discuss.
It's something to discuss.
Go get him, Don. Go get him.
No, it's not about that. But I want to hear it. Go ahead, Mega.
Oh, okay. Well, I've already talked about it. That's why I'm ready to move on.
Just get me up to speed. Where is it coming from?
Okay. Well, it's coming from. It was one of the places was Game Rant. Another place it came from was in Reddit. Also came out and it was in a Game Informer where they was talking about it. But I was reading off of the Game Rant, and it was basically saying that it is that 343 and Skybox Labs are going to be doing is going to be collaborating to work together to work on this new Halo Infinite. And they were over here bringing up the fact one reason why they're working together like this is because 343 can work on all the other things that they've been normally working on, and Skylabs can work on the other stuff, maybe even trying to implement the battle royale while 343 is working on the open world aspect.
Let me confirm a couple of different things. This always gets them mixed up. So they are not doing battle royale with Halo.
Okay.
They've confirmed that. That's 100% true.
We said that.
Sounds like lemon.
Yeah. Second of all, the rebuilding of the engine, a big part of it, amongst many other things, the reason why you would rebuild an engine is to give those moments back that you had in earlier Halo franchises where the map kind of opened up a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, if you look at some original Halo 2, like what was that mission when you were on the beach, and the next thing you know, you would dive into somewhere deep in the Halo rings, and you would come back out, and then you have an open area, and then you would go into another area. They want to kind of have that ebb and flow of kind of open and closed corridors, where a lot of 343's titles have majority it's been more closed corridor type action. So they want to bring more of that open element to it. How far they're going to expand out compared to other Halos, that's
like Halo 4.
Unknown. But like a lot of people are going with like, hey, it's going to be like Destiny, it's going to be like this, it's going to be it's going to be traditional Halo. They've come out and said it. They just want to be able to pull from those earlier elements from Halo that's going on, and then they have some plans, as far as I understand, as far as multiplayer goes, but it's not related to Battle Royale.
Okay.
And I have something to say about Halo Infinite. You know, when we saw the demo for E3, right, and everybody was stunned, and it was like, "Oh my God, look how that looks." Does everybody on this panel know that was Halo 1 redone in a new engine?
Could have been. I mean, that was his old armor. That was his old armor.
Halo 1 redone with the new engine. That was not Halo.
I don't know about that. I don't know if where you source. I need your source, boss.
Yeah, what I understand from people that's like diehard Halo guys.
I'm telling you, I'm
at the end of after Halo 5. Remember when Cortana came and blasted, saying the EMP on Earth? Something happened to the UNFC, so they might not have the resources that they usually have.
Yes, so in this storyline,
that ring is. I think that's. I can't think of the ring right now because I've been drinking. I forgot. It's a original Halo ring that was used. It's original Halo ring. I forgot who was there. But mimicking bias could be there. So listen, I ain't gonna get on the nerdist talk. I'm gonna let everybody else talk.
No. I think that Halo 5 that
redone
all that stuff
in that new engine. I'm telling you, I'm a Halo retard, and I'm telling you, when I saw that scene, I said, "Damn, that's mad familiar." That was not a new game. That was a Halo scene from the original, with the hog driving off and the walking of the helmet. That's not new. That just was redone with the new engine.
Matter of fact, Cedric says it. That's Installation 7. That's what I meant to say. Cedric is smart. That's Installation 7. That is
because you need videos, right? So do the side by side parallel.
That
don't look like Halo 1. That's not the original Halo ring that they're on.
Yeah, it didn't look like the original Halo ring to me either. But the armor looked like the Halo.
The armor was the original one. What was the original armor called?
It was Mirror. I forgot the damn. Mirror something.
Yeah, let's go to the next topic.
All right, well, hold on. Let's introduce Donald Trump. His came from dealing with Bianca. What's happening with you, Livewire?
Not much, man. Baby girl got her shot today, so she was having a rough one. But I'm here.
No, that's the meme assassinator.
All right. Okay. So anyway, man. Well,
next topic. You don't forgot which one we on?
No. It's just that I was just like, oh my goodness. I mean, I had no idea that we were going to be that long on Quantum Dream, and I thought we would be on this Halo for a little bit, but not on the Quantum Dream. So anyway, let's get on to it. Microsoft's annual gaming revenue tops $10 billion with a B dollars.
You about to get fired.
How's that?
They're coming for you.
Who's gonna come for me?
All your haters.
I don't care. I don't care. Let them come. Microsoft. Let me read this again. Microsoft's annual gaming revenue tops $10 billion. It's a record. It's a record. Not okay. Okay. Microsoft CEO says they will aggressively be interested. They will aggressively be invested into gaming. There is no holding back. So I'm going to go to you, Don, since you came on here, and get your thoughts on this, man. They hit 10 billion. A lot of people thought that Microsoft was in a bad spot, but they have constantly recouped money. Just so much money for the last, especially 3 years, that they've even topped Sony for a couple of those years, and now for them to hit the 10 billion mark, which is a record, and Xbox is just flowing. What is your thoughts about all this? You don't have any thoughts about it? Can you tell me to leave a message?
I don't know what happened. Just
next.
Who are you talking to?
Oh, I'm talking to you.
Going to you, Don.
I left a message in the chat that I was going to be right back.
I don't see it. I knew it. I said, let me go
for the people on the panel.
Hey, man, you got to pay attention to your audience. Makes sense. What about Microsoft's accomplishments and setting records? Is that what you're asking about?
About that. And then what does this mean to you about the CEO aggressively saying that they're going to be aggressive on investing into gaming here in the future?
Well, it's always a good idea when you have the CEO behind you, and when you're a division instead of just kind of this side project, right? Which Xbox really has been for a while. And I think it also says a lot about Phil because he kind of. Here's the thing: Satya fully admits he didn't know anything about the game division at all. To get Satya up to speed and see the value what gaming offers, I think that's huge, and I don't think that was an easy sale to do. In regards to that, so that's a good thing, and I also think gaming future is bright. It's not. I think we get excited about AAA titles, like on the panel, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm one of them. I like to see the boundaries being pushed, but there are other type of gamers out there as well, and I think that's one of the things Satya sees. And so the aggressive investment is about diversified portfolio. Diversified devices. It's not about painting people into a particular corner. It's allowing people to play how they want to play and get the experience they want to get out of it. And so, I would say you're going to see growth on all fronts, AAA, but I also think that mid-tier, and I also think, kind of those smaller titles like a Recore or something like that. I think, honestly, we're going to get more of those sort of games as well, so.
Now, they have said that they were interested in going after smaller studios so they could start bringing in those double A exclusives or those double A type of games.
I think that's a good place to start if you want to invest in new franchises. It's hard to go full AAA and then get
Remedy want to be considered like one of those type of mid-tier?
Remedy, not based on the last game they did for Microsoft.
It would be double A.
I don't know. No, well, not Quantum Break, but I'm just saying for overall, just for Remedy themselves, would they be looked at as that?
Well, AAA has to not only do with the quality of the team, but also has to do with the budget and the marketing.
And
the budget they just simply give them, period. So, they can be anything. They can be AA, they can be AAA if they really wanted to. I mean, they have the capabilities. I mean, they've shown they got the skill. You just have to have the right backing. But I think AA is a great place to start to get new franchises kind of out there. Does that make sense? It's lower risk. Get the concept out there. See if people fall in love with it, right? And then let those titles kind of self-feed. And State of Decay is a good example of, it has a following. It's not a perfect game or anything like that, but it continues to grow each iteration. So it's earning its budget as it becomes a bigger title, right?
And it was small budget the first time around, 500,000 sold.
Yeah, well, as I said, that's an example of it growing, right? It's not a perfect game. We all know it's not a perfect game.
No question.
But that's when you look at a Recore, it's not a AAA franchise, right? But it's a good game. I like the mechanics of the game and stuff like that. Some people don't like it, but that they're entitled to that. But when you look at that game and you play it, and the people that didn't enjoy it, you're like, if it did well enough to make profit, then it's worth investing a little bit more and letting that franchise grow. I just don't think you can go in hot with a AAA and everyone's going to buy into it sometimes. I think sometimes you have to think smaller, think more back to the basics, get good products out there, and then see what sticks, and then double down on those franchises that stick.
Yo, Don, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Sunset Overdrive.
Yeah.
Where does that fit? Because that was a great game.
That's definitely a AAA game. It's got the budget, it's got the talent, it's got the skills. They had the marketing behind it. So, I mean, it was a AAA game for sure.
Really? Okay, cool. All right, what about you, Livewire? What do you think about this? About hearing this news about the $10 billion plus that they're going to the CEO of Microsoft is saying that they're going to aggressively invest into the future of Xbox.
Well, I think the reason why you're getting these numbers and with 10 billion and whatnot is Game Pass is more successful than us fans really thought. Because I think most fans thought Game Pass was going to either cause them to break even on their games, or it was going to cause their games to not sell. And we were wrong. And I mean, for me, I was never big on like counting how much money Microsoft made, because really it's their call. But I mean, I can see for people that were hating on Game Pass, man, that's a big ass pill to swallow right now. Especially due to the fact that look at a game like Sea of Thieves, a game like State of Decay, that without Game Pass might have sold worse considerably, right?
Right.
But due to the fact that Game Pass came out, everybody had a chance to play it if they wanted to. The shit sold way above projections. So now Microsoft feels like, well, fuck it, I can't lose. You know, I got Game Pass. So say if, I put out a game and maybe I don't feel it's a big hitter, well, guess what? Game Pass still gives it some kind of value, right? Or if it is a big hitter, Game Pass again still provides people that wouldn't otherwise be able to play this game for whatever reason, because I think a lot of people forget that not everybody has the same budget as everybody else. Just because, oh shit, I don't know how much I spent last year on fucking games. Maybe $700 on just fucking all kinds of games, indies, triple A's, whatever, But somebody who doesn't have a budget like that, at least they can get all the Microsoft games for one low price.
And, well, it also include some multiplats as well.
Yeah, that too, and that too. And then on top of it, seeing how Games of Gold is even looking better, what they're offering. It's they're going above and beyond right now from what we're seeing, and the fans have responded, and they're like, look, Microsoft, you told us you're gonna do better. We're following you. You're providing a service. The service is great. Their engagement. So right now, as long as they stay on this path, they should be fine. They just can't fuck up and waver off and start doing some other shit. Just stay in this path. Make sure that you keep on going in this direction. See how the fans respond, the market responds, and then make your adjustments accordingly. But right now it looks good, man. They as long as they stick to what they're doing right now, and they got a couple of interesting games that are coming out with the whole Ashen. I think it comes out like
Ashen is good.
Fall or something.
You think so, Mega?
Well, yeah, hell yeah. I was happy, dude. Let me play that game for an hour.
I played. Wow.
Yeah.
I played it too, but I was like, it was like, what's that game?
Dark Souls.
No. What's the other one, man? It was called Last. Had the one-on-ones. It was nice looking.
Absolver?
No, not Absolver. It started with an L. Jesus Christ. I hate this when it's
happening. Last of Us, huh?
No.
Last of Us. Mute your mic.
Oh, damn. Yeah, they sending the cops after you. All right.
It'll come to me, and I'm going to say it. It'll come to me.
Okay. Triple Cup, what do you think about this news, about what Microsoft is doing?
Yeah.
Poland.
Oh, now you want to remember it. Huh? But yeah, man, I was just looking through my game list, and I got like about damn near 1 billion games on my that I'd spend money on. They need to be breaking me out about that 10 billion. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to, man. I'm over exaggerating. I've been a guy. Triple Cut said he got 1 billion games. Liar, bullshitter.
Fraud.
Fraud. All that good shit that people be saying. Knowing I really don't care about none of that. But but that's a good thing, because I don't think I'm seeing is they finna start letting them hands on swing, because they had to show it, pretty much the show and tell. You know what I'm saying? They got to prove, look, it's profitable. That's all they want to know, is profitable. They don't want to know the ones and the zeros. They just want to see the zeros behind the ones. So once they see that with a couple comments, okay, let's get it. Y'all here go y'all budget. Do what y'all do. Phil Spencer in the right position where he at right now to whisper in their ear to make sure that the game, because he a gamer, so he want to see games come out. So yeah, like Don was saying, we're gonna get a lot of AA because so they got to test the water, see where they can go to. They trying to open up the franchise. They can't do another Quantum Break because how much money they sunk into it and how the backlash was, how people ain't gravitate to it.
Don't say that. I think we gotta have one.
No. I'm talking about like right now. Okay. In the future, yeah. But yeah, that's why we ain't got one as of right now. Because man, Remedy already said that they could push out the game faster, so it ain't the whole thing of they took long on the first because they had to build the engine. Now they got a new engine. They could pump games out within 3 years with a regular team. So what I'm saying, that ain't the problem. So they still may come, but what I'm saying, they trying to put their foot in the toe. Put their toe in the water because of they got to kind of crawl and see what somebody catch, like the recall. Like when they do a recall two, they gonna make it, put a little bit more money behind it. Then the 3 might be the big AAA God of War budget, and everybody went, oh man, y'all seen a new recall, stuff like that. So that's a good thing on the behalf because we getting enough AAA budget. People say we got the Halo, Gears, and Forza, and then we gonna get the what's that? The Fable. We're gonna get a Fable. So we're gonna get our AAA games from Microsoft and it's third party. So we should be content with them and them throwing out AA to see if we could test, $20-$30. I try a new title off of that. So and if it become a game I like how Delano kept talking about recall, and I had to go play it. And I played, I was like, man, this game here is fun for real. People tripping. You change the butt. Hell yeah, man, you get the press the buttons. That man, I felt like remember that old 80s movie Rambo? Man, you know how Rambo, he get to shooting that gun and don't stop shooting? Man, infinite bullets, that game was fun. Just literally fun. So if they bring out some more AA games, they're just fun like that. Like a person like me, I'm a sports person. I play a lot of bruh stuff. I play a lot of sports stuff. If I can't beat you, I ain't playing it. And I played Recall, and I loved it. So that should tell you, keep up doing that and bring out the AA and they get better. Then take a AA game like Recall and make it a big AAA game, like I said, God of War or Tomb Raider, but make it, like on that matter of fact, Assassin's Creed type, but just with those type of graphics, but the Recall assets and the way that you play the Recall, and I think, man, Microsoft is on the right path. Then with Game Pass, you can't lose. They really the dummy proof and future proof at the same time.
He said dummy proof and future proof, which makes sense. That I can agree with that. Infamous, what do you think about these numbers, about what Xbox and about what the CEO said?
I think with these numbers, I think it should be an exciting time for Microsoft, and for them to say they want to be more aggressive. I think that's what they need to do, especially with this cutthroat gaming market. For the investors, I know it's a good look for them, and I just want to see more games, to be honest with you. Based on these numbers, maybe I'm guessing like we'll see some price drops on older consoles later down the road. I want to believe that they should do some sequels on their exclusive games that they have, like Quantum Break and Rise and Sunset Overdrive, but also they got a little bit of wiggle room to start new IPs, and I can't wait to see what new stuff they can be able to offer us. As a consumer, it looks good. I mean, it looks good to me, But people don't want to talk about numbers when it comes to games, and in actuality, you have to watch the numbers because it determines what kind of quality of game you're going to have in the future and what kind of budget these companies are having, especially with console exclusives. I really want them to, I don't want no more one and dones. I want some more staple Microsoft exclusive games that we can have sequels and have longevity in the games. As far as AAA is concerned, I just want to have more access to what I have now. So.
Hey, lady, wouldn't you say that people misjudge the numbers a lot? Because a lot of times they look at whatever the sale number is, and they don't know what to make of it, right? Because they don't know what the game costs to make.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not the biggest when it comes to actual budgets, but I'm thinking 10, 15 million plus for a decent game. Is that right around the ballpark, Dom? Around 10, 15?
For a platform that's well into its life cycle, yeah, I mean that's totally possible. Like lifetime sales, sure. But you know, it's a struggle, right? Like after that 6 month period, that's when they're clawing and nailing every additional sale they can get at that point. So, but I think when it comes right down to is you got to have, when you have these lower budget games that are lower risk, right? Like you see all these trends. Exactly. If you see microtransactions, it's about lowering the risk. DLC, it's about lowering, like all these things are about lowering the risk. And I think that's what people kind of have to kind of look at. So if a game's mechanics are solid and it's fun to play and it's decent graphics, right? Then that's the game that has potential. So like if you're having fun, then share it with people you think you would enjoy it. Don't tell people you have to support this game. Just say, you know what, this is a game I think you honestly really enjoyed. And these are the mechanics. So these are the reason why, or the story, or whatever it is. And then that's what's going to keep pushing. And I think Game Pass is part of it too as well. But
I agree. Game Pass did. I mean, I'm sorry, y'all, but at first I didn't even like it. I didn't even like Game Pass when the thought was in the air of, and we were discussing this like a while back. I'm like, man, fuck Game Pass. Game Pass ain't shit. Game Pass ain't making no moves, and I finally got it. And I'm gonna admit, I gotta admit, man.
Eat that croak.
It's stupid, but eat it. The potential of profits from that Game Pass. You can play multitudes of games, and I'm thinking like I could do $10 a month. You know what I mean? And me as a content creator, I can be able to play games that I haven't played. I can stream them. I can put them on my YouTube, and it's already set. You know what I mean? I don't have to worry about. I have to worry about the triple A's, pre-orders and stuff like that. But like now with the Game Pass, I don't really have to worry about really like games, because I'm personally, with me, I do like older games, and then I might sprinkle a few little day one games here and there. But people just. But you know what? I give Microsoft their props, and it's always going to be people going to hate on a $10 billion come up. So let them do them, and I can't wait to see what they have down the road.
Cool. All right. Infamous. HD. What is your thoughts about this?
Man, I'm happy for Microsoft. I mean, they got enough money as it is, but you can't complain when you get more. I mean, it is what it is. They have needed a win in gaming for a long time. I mean, we've all seen the reviews and the complaints and all of that. So this is definitely a good look for them. And I think that by the CEO co-signing all of this, I think it's great. I mean, this is just what happens when Xbox passed Windows. Windows used to be the premier product for Microsoft, and so now you got Xbox exceeding that. So it's like now that you can see the shift in the focus and stuff like that. So I think that's great. Hopefully we'll get some better games out of it. I mean, of course, that's what I want as a gamer, as an investor, all that. Like that's what I want to do. That's what I want to see, is just better games. I mean, I think him, by the CEO saying that in the financial call, that just kind of echoes how the conference was at E3. It was like, look, we got 5 studios, so we're definitely focusing on the future, and new games are coming, and so
new studios is coming.
New studios equal new games. So it's like it all just kind of come together. So when the CEO kind of backs all of that, it's just fantastic. And I think Don said something that kind of stuck too, was just like how it seemed like Xbox went from like being the side project to being the main thing, kind of like the side chick. Now she the main chick. You know what I mean? So it's like,
yeah, man, she be coming with that good, man.
You know what I mean? So it's like they see that gaming is always well, not always, but gaming is $1 billion industry, and so for this to be like happening right now at this time with all of these announcements and stuff, it's just great. So I can't wait to see it. I'm excited to see what happens with Scarlett and all this stuff that's coming down the pike. I think it's gonna be dope. I've been enjoying the X, so I think it's I think it's a good time right now. Game Pass is fire. it's a lot. It's a lot of positive and good things. And so when people hate on it, you know they're just salty because their favorite platform isn't doing some of the same things. Because there's no way you can hate on this. I mean, the price point is fantastic. You with Game Pass, you get a ton of games, almost 200 games. And it's funny because they're still saying over 100 when they're closing in on 200, which it trips me out when they advertise that. But I think it's fantastic. So
yeah, it is.
I have a feeling like we haven't even seen half the aggressiveness from Microsoft and the public yet.
Right.
Like you guys, here's the thing. Like we're talking about hires, like in studios and stuff like that. I can tell you right now, they're ridiculously aggressive on hiring right now. Ridiculously.
yeah.
I mean, I have friends and people I know that are just getting calls out of nowhere, seeking them and saying, "Hey, we got this position open. You should think about it."
Yeah.
And that's all it is. That's all they're doing, because they still have to apply and there's laws and stuff like that, but they're just like making them aware.
Yeah, I know 343. They put up like 30 job positions open for something. I don't know what they're doing.
Yes, and
they got 30. They put 30 up there.
And you talk about the partner with Skybox. Well, there's there's another partner that's not Blur Studios that does a lot of CG work for 343 as well.
Mm-hmm.
And people mistake them as Blur, but they're not Blur.
Mm-hmm.
And they're hiring a bunch because of Halo as well. So I mean they're not messing around. The checkbook is open, and I think they're starting to see. They're starting to see the thing is they know they're not going to lose. They don't feel like it's a risk anymore. That's the problem. That's the thing. It's like they're like, everything we spend, we're going to get our money back one way or another because of either services or how games are doing, or now that we have an established user base, and it's only going to grow with the way we look at consoles without generations. So they just their perspective is just just wide open. And you got to also understand gaming. The technology from gaming bleeds out into other technologies for Microsoft that their benefit. So sometimes gaming subsidizes the development cost of other technologies that Microsoft's going to own. So I just don't see anything negative from Microsoft.
Also own, a lot of other technologies too, like Havoc Engine and things like that. It's bigger than what I mean, because we don't know exactly what his revenue is coming from. Like it can be bigger than just like game sales, Game Pass, things like that. It could just be the combination of everything.
I mean, there's just things from Microsoft people don't understand. Like Microsoft so is heavily involved in help developing Bluetooth, and they get a chunk of that every time they're part of whatever partnership that is. That's just one of many pieces of electronics that's out there, right? So
about to piss a lot of people off. Keep talking.
Yeah, so they can get mad all they want. They can enjoy whatever platform they want to enjoy it, right? But Microsoft's here to stay. They're not going anywhere. That's the message. And I think that should be very, very clear if you're an Xbox fan or you're not an Xbox fan. They're going to push gaming forward.
It's over. It's over. Okay, cool shit. All right, so 100. What you got to say about this, and then we'll go to you, Lemon, and then after that, we're going to have to do the lightning round because we got a couple more topics to hit up, and we ain't going to be waiting. So 108. You can interrupt anybody as much as you fucking want to after we get done with this. So what's up, 100? Go ahead.
My cardinal rule is I don't talk numbers. I play video games, so you can just move
all right, man. Good Lord, it wasn't about really so much about the numbers. It was about.
I don't talk numbers.
It wasn't about
I don't talk numbers.
Just keep moving.
Okay, all right.
Let's go.
About the numbers.
I'm doing you a favor.
Oh Lord.
Where did your voice go?
I don't know. It left. It left. Anyway, 108. What's up, 108? What was your thoughts on this?
Well, it's a good situation. Microsoft is not going away. I agree 100% with Don, but I do got a tech update for everybody. Xbox One, Dolby Vision, HDR, Blu-ray support will extend to Blu-rays this fall. Facts. Get your weight up. Get them HDR 10 TVs and get them Dolby Vision TVs. You already know. I'm done with that. Next topic.
Okay. All right, next topic. All right, let's go. All right, so the main topic of the night at damn 10:19, the Scarlett.
That's a good look.
Well, no, it's not. We should have been on this about 30 minutes ago.
Oh,
Scarlett.
The Scarlett,
yeah.
the Scarlett. We've been hearing a lot about this over for the last week and a half, but people have heard our take on it so much. Um, so I'm going to start off with Delilah first, and then I'm just going to go and just everybody can just jump in and say what they want to involve. But this cloud service, or I should say, this cloud machine, do you have any faith in it? There's quite a few people that think that it's just pie in the sky. They say it's just in the same realm of DirectX 12. There's no way that there's going to be a little machine that could be that's going to cost between $100 and $150, and it'll be able to play my games without any problems or issues or hiccups. Plus, on top of this, it's supposed to come out in 2020 on top of a new console that's going to be more powerful than the Scorpio, or it might even be potentially more powerful than the PlayStation 5. What is your thoughts on all of this?
Well, I just see it as, I mean, I think there's some truth to both products. I mean, the standard console and also the streaming device. I mean, if you think about it, I look at it as being like Spotify, but for games. I mean, how many people don't like? I know I use Spotify for all my music. I mean, I stream majority of my music, so I look at it as it's going to be the same thing. Internet, the technology behind all of that grows year after year. So I feel like by the time these consoles drop the next couple of years, fiber is going to be more throughout the United States. So as far as our region is concerned, I think they'll be fine. Of course, you're going to have people that say, well, I can't get that in my region. Well, it's going to be a console for you. It's going to be the one that's not, streaming. So I have no problem with them doing this. And I definitely do see the value in having games offline. So I'm just glad that they're going to try to do something to where they can accommodate both.
Which one are you going to buy?
The one that does both. The most expensive one, probably, likely, usually. The most expensive one I can get.
Listen to that baller.
Because I want the best features. If the streaming device is not going to have as many features, it's going to be at a lower price point, then I want the best of the best. I mean, I didn't buy a fantastic TV to not have the best of the plate. You know what I mean?
Right. They say that this thing could actually got the potential to maybe hit 4K. I know that D was bringing it up the other day by saying that his NVIDIA Shield can hit 4K 30, I believe he said, and he says, but if anything, that it goes by your bandwidth or your speed, that it actually can probably do 1440p 60, or maybe even it definitely do 1080p 60. So I mean, for between $100 and $160, then you can still to play your games. Yeah. I mean, wouldn't that be affordable? I mean, wouldn't that be a steal?
Yeah. Hey, Meg, I got a theory.
Yeah,
that me and Live came up with the other day when we was talking about this, because I called bullshit when I heard it. So, like I got Dish Network, right? Mm-hmm. I got a Hopper, right?
Okay.
All my other rooms in my house runs off of Joey.
Right.
Is not as powerful than that Hopper. That Hopper does everything for me. So say if you get that Xbox that really costs $500. So for the extra, so say for $100 or $125, $150, you can buy this adapter and you can put it in a kid's bedroom where they can play Fortnite. They're not playing in 4K, but they're playing in 1080p, and that box is streaming that game locally on your network. It's not like a streaming service like we thinking like PlayStation Now.
Well, Hunter, we have that right now.
Yeah,
they already talked about doing it when it was talking about.
Yeah, like PlayStation. Because I don't think Microsoft's going to do PlayStation Now type of stuff. But say that, you know what I'm saying, people talking about the cloud service, maybe the cloud can take some of the bandwidth from that low end. So say when you go buy the brand new Xbox, then you can go pick up a couple of $200 devices. But that one big old Xbox, it's like the group home. That's your home. So you want to go downstairs and you have it and you just want to play it and you're not really caring about 4K and stuff like that. And you can actually stream what you already have. Like we can stream right now. Our Xboxes can stream to our desktops and our laptops now. Take that technology with the power of quote unquote this cloud that people's talking about. To me, that's more reasonable than straight and saying this is a straight streaming service. Because to me, you're making obsolete of Xbox One Game Pass. Because Game Pass, at least you can download it to your hard drive. You know what I'm saying? Straight to it. So when you go streaming, we know streaming doesn't work. And in 2 years, I still don't look at the infrastructure of the internet that's going to be. It's third world countries got better internet than us. We got, and especially with people with data caps. What I'm saying? No net neutrality gone now and all type of stuff. I think it's just. I think it's something. Yeah.
I mean, you're not the only one that thinks about it. That thinks that it's like one of that. There's so many other factors that you got to think of. But I mean, there was one thought that was that in this particular Steam box or whatever, that will have it will be using capabilities to where it takes care of the overall the load of the majority of the load, and whatever else that it's streaming out of it can be used in the cloud. Like it's parts using with the cloud, and the other part is using with the hardware that's inside the box, from the Steam box or from your console box.
Can I fire on this?
Yeah, go ahead. No, just jump in. Go ahead.
Okay, let me tell y'all something. First of all, I have an NVIDIA Shield Portable. Right now, the NVIDIA Shield Portable is way more powerful than the Switch. It streams with the NVIDIA Shield service every game that's on PC at 1080p 60. That device is 3.5 years old. Okay? Now, we're not looking, we're looking in the future of the new Microsoft system. Let's just say if it is a cloud-based system and they're trying to do streaming, let me tell you why this will work. First of all, the first Xbox came out on the planet, right? They had DSLR, right? And dial-up. Microsoft said, nope, we're going broadband. Broadband is the future. This is what we're doing. This is a fact. Everybody was like, you're going to limit yourself. You're going to do this, that, and third. With the streaming capabilities of Netflix, Amazon, Hulu, and everything else, to stream a video game is very simple nowadays. Like I said, I had the NVIDIA Shield Portable 3.5 years ago. Streaming on that device, 1080p 60, using an alternate controller, using the handheld as a console, 1080p 60, everything worked fine. So if they're releasing something in 2020, that means 2 years from now, it will be prepared.
Hey.
Wait, let me finish. Number two, everybody in different states have different broadband prices. But by the time this reach everybody, maybe it's not for every single person to take advantage of, but it will be geared more towards the majority than the minority. This will work. If you can take a device that streams, it don't have to be 4K 60. It could be 1440p 60. You understand what I'm saying? On your connection, and when you stream, you get the best quality that you can get, visuals, special effects. You don't have to need a special graphic card. Your PC ain't got to be overpowered. You don't need an Xbox One X. You don't need a PlayStation 4 Pro. It is streaming the visuals to you like a movie in 4K or 1080p at its highest fidelity. This will work.
Yeah, but I don't think about with the movies and stuff like that. The difference is like with a movie, is a constant thing. It's know what it's gonna do in the future, what it's gonna go. But with a video game, you could turn left, you could turn right. So the timing have to be on point. So everything is
first point.
Yeah,
that's my first point.
No, I got your first point. So
I beta tested this, and NVIDIA is onto something. If Microsoft is going to come out with a streaming device and talk about everything is not going to be 4K 60, that's just reaching, because people still have to convert to those TVs. What I'm saying is, if NVIDIA is doing 1080p 60 on every single game today, 2 years from now, 4K 60 is nothing.
Right, that's gonna be the standard. Like
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I know. I'm not denying.
And I've been beta testing this for a long time, and I thought it wasn't possible. Metro 2033, Metro. What's the other one? The first one.
Last Light.
which was very demanding on PC. I was streaming on my NVIDIA Shield Portable at 1080p 60.
Oh, okay. So you were streaming. But Lemon, you streaming from what? Your PC to your video?
No.
You talking about streaming? You streaming it off their website?
No. Listen to me. The NVIDIA Shield Portable has an app that you click into.
Okay, and you just stream. You could just stream it straight to it.
Once you plug in the HDMI, it has a mini HDMI to a big HDMI, which plugs into your TV. Look this up. Plug it in. You use an external controller, a Bluetooth NVIDIA Shield controller. It streams everything 1080p 60. That's 3 years ago.
Yeah, but you gotta look at limit this. Everybody ain't crashing that server because everybody don't have a video Shield.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm talking about the capabilities. Right?
If they could do that now,
right?
I know they could do it now. But thinking about a bunch of people pinging a server at one time. To stream.
But right now that service is popping right now. Now I'm gonna tell you what's wrong with the service. It was mad expensive like PlayStation Now, but the capabilities of the service is about that business. That's what I'm saying.
And the price gonna go down in the future.
No, the price gonna go down in the future, but it can do it right now. 1080p 60, everything.
Yeah,
everything.
Yeah.
You don't need
saying it's possible, but they ain't what I was saying. I was saying
a bombastic.
Hold on, check this out. With the power of the cloud, what they trying to do is like with the 100% instructability. What they going with is like as in you got multiple servers sending a joint signal to your Xbox at one time. So that's taxing as is when they try to do it like that. And it's gonna be, I'm thinking like it's gonna be said. Well, they come out with a new system for people that say if you want to pay the $500 for the new system, you get the new system where you don't need all this infrastructure to send all this. This is exactly what you're saying, but to send it, you go or you could pay for to get that, and you let's say your Xbox X, and then they could send the 4K 60 straight through the streaming device as in that faction, more or less than just know what I'm saying how they doing it now, because pretty much you getting hit off of one server, or let's say you might have so many people going off one server.
Right.
We talking about the future. They're gonna be sending multiple servers at you at one time. So the whole game is gonna change completely.
Yeah, the game's
whole
gonna change.
aspect of
That's
how
what
we
I'm saying.
at it.
Because the NVIDIA shit I got right now is basically a Switch, but the Switch is dumbed down because of the form factor. But my NVIDIA Shield Portable, is fully blown out. It has 720p on the go with the screen, has a 5-inch screen, but once you plug it up, mini HDMI to HDMI regular, it does everything 1080p 60, no matter what the game is. Cryotech games, we talking about Crisis 3, everything 1080p 60 solid, and the streaming service is about the business. And if Nvidia got that, you know Microsoft could do it.
Yeah, I agree.
That's all it is.
Anybody else want to touch on this?
What about it?
Hey, was any of those games multiplayer games?
Huh? What'd you say?
That was one of the games that we were showing.
Yes.
Was any multiplayer
Yes.
or single player?
Yes. I told you I had this device 3.5 years. Go look it up. NVIDIA Shield Portable. It looks like an Xbox controller with a screen on it.
And one thing I noticed too is that the Shield, like right now, the price for that is like $179.
Right.
So
and that's the home edition, which is more powerful than what I got.
Yeah.
So like that's the basic. That's
it's the future.
108 is basically bringing up something that D-Batch was bringing up. Was it the same thing? Was in regards to this NVIDIA Shield, and it's like people keep saying, well, it's just not possible. You got to worry about bandwidth. You got to worry about this and that. Well, the one thing about it is that you have an option. That's the one thing about it that what Microsoft did, and people are not trying to hear it. They keep on stressing about this streaming device and not looking at that Microsoft has said we will have a traditional Xbox for you to buy. It will be expensive. It will be probably around the same price that the Xbox One X is, but you have that option. If the Scarlett is too much for you, you have another option, which will be cheaper. The Xbox One X.
Right.
If the Xbox One X is too expensive for you, you have another option. You have the Xbox One S. Damn. Like what? I mean, I don't understand how anybody can look at this and still not say
Well,
you know what?
They wouldn't do that if the streaming device would substitute everything. That's
It would though.
Right.
It would.
Slow down. Slow down. I know what you're saying. Like I know what you're talking about, but I also know it requires predictive rendering, which you have to have 8 frames at a minimum render in advance in the cloud. That is more expensive to run your hardware that way.
Right.
So it's not that it's like it's better. It's just a different option. Now the goal is to limit that latency between your normal console you can buy and that. The reality is, normal console under your television will always have the best player input. You can't get around that. Let me ask you a harsh reality.
We do YouTube, right? We do YouTube.
Yes.
So, if you could buy a device for $1.76 that could do your videos in 3 minutes, compared to spending $3,000 on a PC, period, would you be a subscription 176 guy?
But that's taken out of context.
No. What I'm saying is, we talk about power and ability. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
If you got a console that can provide quality content for a certain price, and you don't have to invest in a $500 next Xbox, you're gonna take the quality of a content and stream compared to investing.
Then again, it's still taking it out of context.
Right.
The reality is,
I agree.
The reality is, I'm not saying streaming's not going to come and it's not going to have a viable source, or there are not going to be customers that don't want it, by all means. But there is going to be a difference, right? And the more powerful box under your television is going to have better player input. It's simple as that.
But guess what? There's one thing that matters. It's not the point of the power. It's the point of making feel like people, they got the power.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. My bad.
You sound like Tax right now.
Damn.
So you're in the same place.
I know you're sold on it.
Would you acknowledge it?
I know you're sold on it, Dragons. But what I'm trying to say is
finish.
That there's going to be a different player input that you're not going to get from a streaming device, or you're going to get from that.
Oh, definitely.
The goal is to minimize that, right? So to get it as close as you possibly can.
Right.
So what that means, that opens up a window for a different customer, and that customer
involved.
That different customer may not care about the best player input,
right?
It's playable to them. Like my wife, and I use my wife as an example. She's not a big gamer, right? But there's a few things that she'll play with me. You know, the streaming device would make sense for her. It also opens up other doors where you can say, hey, you sign up for Xbox Live for a couple of years, we'll just throw in the $150 device, or we'll do these different things. So it opens these doors, and it gets more butts to seats. That's the idea of it. You know, and I don't think it really threatens the traditional console gamer in any sort of way. And realistically, we're going to get multiple consoles even after whatever Scarlett is, right?
Right.
So I'm not worried about that. It just, there's a different customer there. Just like a PC gamer is a PC gamer. No matter how much they get red in the face and try to talk a console gamer into a PC, the reality is they're not very successful, right?
Right.
Because the console gamer, there's something they like about that experience, that package, as far as that's concerned. I think that we're going to get something similar with the streamer gamer, which is going to be the person occasionally picks up a game, or they may just do the streaming, not streaming service, but they may do just Xbox Game Pass, right? Like that's the only thing they do is Xbox Game Pass. And that streaming service may be ideal for them because they don't really buy a lot of games, but it gets them in the seat and they're able to collect on it.
So it puts them in position to be part of everything.
Yes, so that's my take on it. Is it's about casting a bigger net. You know, there's a lot of people. Gaming is way more acceptable now, but it's about removing those barriers to get those people at that different level of acceptance of what they're willing to do.
That's 100% what I meant, but you explained it better than me. But that's 100% what I meant, because when you got a console, like I said, with the streaming thing, they may not be able to do all the HDR and all this extra stuff on top, but some people don't care about that. So they're going to buy the streaming machine because it just puts them in the ballpark.
These are for the people that basically like, that I've seen that go into pawn shops or into, that goes and buys the 360 when the new console is already out because they know that the 360 or the PlayStation 3 is pretty much look like this the obsolete tech because they know that they're going to get it cheaper. What Microsoft is thinking about is those gamers is like, oh shit. Chuck, I forgot what Chuck called them, but Chuck used to, say it. What is it like? You say it's not. They're not
casual.
Dumb proof.
Dummy proof.
Right. It's that these people are like, I'm no dummy. I'm not going to be the first ones to buy these consoles and say, they're just beta testers because they know they're going to have problems. They're going to be the ones that's like, man, I'll wait till that shit is like $150, $200, and then I'll give it to my kids later. This is for that stream machine.
Yes.
Is for those people that wait, that bargain, and it's not going to matter to them about no 4K because most likely they ain't got 4K television.
Right.
If they do, it's in their front room. This is for their kids or for this is for their kids or this is for their boyfriends or girlfriends that likes to play games and they just want them out the front room where the real good shit is. That's
like
what
Don said with Game Pass. Facts.
Right. And so that's what it is.
Do y'all understand what happened to PlayStation TV? They had the same thing.
What? PlayStation
and it died. They couldn't give it away for $100.
Wait. PlayStation who? You mean
PlayStation TV?
They said PlayStation. Oh, you talking about
PlayStation TV? They had a standalone thing that you could play PlayStation Now games and stream it. What happened to that? It died. They couldn't give it away for $100. They even dropped it down to $79.99 and nobody wouldn't buy it.
But PlayStation View is doing really successful for them though.
PlayStation View was not. They just went up $5.
No.
You know why they went up $5? Because they're making money.
They're not. Nobody's buying that. They're buying.
You don't raise the price up if you're not making no money, man.
There's one name that eliminated PlayStation View. It's called Netflix. Netflix destroyed everybody. That's why Amazon added all that into the Prime and Hulu dropped their price, and now PSN now said, "Oh, you know what? We need to drop the $10 because $20 ain't cutting it."
Well, let me answer Bones. You're right. They did have a device. I think the device was premature. And let's be honest, Sony has to rent out most of their network through partnerships.
It was terrible.
So a lot of that plays into the end result that you have there. Also, a lot of what I'm hearing about all the streaming service, it's all tied to DirectX 12. So the whole idea is to have a very specific performance profile that your stream service has a set of servers reserved for, essentially. And then what they do is they either from 8 to 10 times the amount of power you have to use to render it, but it's pre-rendered and it just pulls the frames that it needs. So it's one of those things that's important to understand. This doesn't threaten the other thing too, because it's not the big money maker. Does that make sense? Like it's the nickels and dimes, right? Like there's money to be made there, right?
And let me make this one point so we can move on to the next topic because we're only going to be doing this for another 15 minutes at the max. Somebody said this in the chats where they try to be funny. Boss moves try to be funny, but you know what? This is what those dummy-proof people are going to be thinking. Shit, I can get this Xbox. I get this streaming Xbox, and that's more powerful than the Amazon Fire Stick. And I can sit there and hook up my Kodi to this stream box. I'm telling you, it is smart business because it will be like, oh, I could do this, I could do that with this. It really don't matter because a lot of people use internet, and for the people that don't have good internet, they're just going to buy the traditional box, and they'll have a different choices because they'll have different price points from whichever console that they want to get from Xbox. That's what PlayStation got to step their game up on that.
It also reaches out to, like, say someone's a diehard Sony guy or diehard Nintendo guy, right? And say they buy a Nintendo and they buy a Sony console. Microsoft's kind of out in the cold, but with this, they're like $150. I mean, that's the rumor price, right? You're able to plug this on your television. I'm not investing a ton, and I can just stream them with that service. And it's not my main platform that I play on or where I invest my money. But it gives you access to exclusives if you're one of those guys. Like I'll be honest, if Sony had a similar device that worked good on their network, I probably would have got that than my Pro. To be honest with you, because I would have suffered with some of the drawbacks of doing a streaming service and play the God of Wars and play the other games that are exclusive on their box.
Right.
And you can't trade them in.
Yeah, well, it's not even about trading them in. It's like I'm just renting that month, right? I mean, that's all I'm doing.
Right.
So like I'm done after that month, and I move on, and they get money. I'm happy as a customer. I don't feel like I've invested a ton in maybe a platform I don't play as much. So I mean that's the same thing goes with people that are on the opposite side of things. They can do that with an Xbox now.
Exactly, and that's the one thing about it is where there's so many PlayStation fans, they clowning like, oh man, I'll just get paid $10 and just play that game, beat it, and then I'm done. I'll get back on my PlayStation. Well, you just still invested that $10. That $10 going to Xbox. So you it's just absolutely right, man. Anyway, anybody else want to say anything else before Lemon comes back on here and start taking over? Nah. Anyway.
Lady, did she leave?
Yeah, I was going to say. Lady said she had to go stream. I was going to say big shout out to Lady Infamous. When we go past that 2-hour mark, she's gone.
Out. Yeah,
she's gone. She got to take care of business. So sorry about that, Infamous.
One last thing though before we get off that topic. Hey, think about it like it kind of dawned on me. You know what I'm saying when Dawn was talking. You know what I'm saying, no pun intended, but
that's how it works.
Yeah. Oh shit. That's what's up. Yeah. But
hold on. I gotta give him this for that. What? Get that shit out of here! Come on, send that shit to Hades.
Man, you gotta respect the G. You heard me?
Man, I don't want. Man, don't you come get on that. Man, what's going on here?
Let this man talk. He's on a roll.
Yeah, let's check it out. Hey, did it just say I'm up? There you go.
All right.
Look, you got the people like how Don was saying that don't want to invest into it. These are the same people that go to GameStop and go buy the used, or the like how you said, the pawn shop and go buy the system used. They're not getting money off of them anyway. Zero money. The games that they're buying is used games. Think about it. You think they're gonna pay $60 and then get that same game for $50? They just got the system from the pawn shop. You know what they're gonna do. So cut all that out, like how you were saying. They're gonna suffer with the streaming. They'd rather pay the cheaper price, get it straight streaming. Microsoft and the developers get money now, which they wasn't getting none at all. So they winning on that end. See, people saying Microsoft looking out for the gamers. That's true, but in actuality, they saying we can get money in this corner, we can get money in this corner, we can get money in this corner. Not a bad thing. You open it in every angle to get money. That means more money you get, the better games you could present. That's why when he was talking about that, I had to really think about it. The developers and like Microsoft gonna be winning out for them doing that. So that's a win-win situation all around the board.
Yeah, no, it is. Like I said, yeah, it's a part of that plan of trying to reach out to as many gamers as they possibly can. So it's smart. So anyway, let's get on to this Ninja Theory situation, man. This is pretty crazy. Like, okay, so I posted something on Twitter, and I didn't think it was going to get that much traction. I was just making a point about how ridiculous fanboys can be over this video game stuff, right? So, as we all know, Microsoft acquired Ninja Theory, and so there was supposed to be, I guess, a Hellblade PSR version coming to the PlayStation. Well, because of the situation, I suppose that it just didn't happen.
Just before you get too far, I don't think they ever announced that a PlayStation VR version was going to come out, or even alluded to VR. Period.
People assumed that.
People assumed that it was going to go to PSVR. No one even knew about a VR version until now. So and from my understanding, PSVR wasn't ever in the conversation. They wanted to focus on HTC Vive and Oculus. So Go ahead. I'm sorry. My bad.
Okay, no. Thank you. Because I didn't know. You know, I ain't messed with the iHerpes yet. So the iHerpes device, I don't know. So all I know is that for me is that it's like it's business, right? And so it's so like I'm looking at Ninja Theory, and they didn't even have to do this. This just shows you what kind of company that they are. They're trying to cater to a fan base that they, try to go to a fan base, right? So they said, "Hey, sorry, we know it's disappointing. If you take a look at the dev diary, you'll see more details on why we had to go and to great lengths to hit the required performance on very high-end PCs with the VR situation." Well, there was a person that came in and said, "Yet Bethesda managed with Skyrim. It was bad enough. You guys turn your backs on PlayStation gamers by selling out to Microsoft. Now this." So then he goes and he says, this PlayStation person says, "And yet the game couldn't." Oh, well, somebody said this has nothing to do with Microsoft, as it's purely down to the fact that PlayStation, whatever, doesn't have the power to run this game on VR. And this guy said, "And yet the game couldn't be scaled down to suit the platform." Yeah, I don't buy it. This is a dickish move on their part for ignoring the player base that supported Hellblade from the start. Now, okay, before I let anybody interject, I have to say this. Supporting Hellblade on the PlayStation first with what was it, 75 million consoles out there, you can only muster 250,000 sales. I mean, get your bullshit ass out of here. What are you talking about? Don't say that. Don't you say that. No, please, go ahead. I'll just 250,000.
You're just hitting the analytics. It ain't rocket science. You don't need a...
And you gonna talk about what was supported. You know what I'm saying? That's disgusting to me. But anyway, go ahead, guys. I just want to hear your thoughts on this. Why are people getting upset at Ninja Theory instead of being upset at maybe it's Sony or somebody else?
I mean, it's just pure hate. I mean, I think some gamers, man, they just salty because sometimes I'm not on their preferred platform, and so instead of investing in like a PC or investing in Xbox just to be able to enjoy these games, they don't want to put forth the effort or simply can't afford it, and so they get upset when things like this happen. And I think it's unfortunate. I mean, this person probably doesn't even have PlayStation VR. Probably doesn't even, he probably saying all this just to say it, and in reality, it's probably not even the case because, I mean, I don't know. I guess I'm just going off for hammers here. Man.
I don't know.
Delilah asked me this question. Yeah, Delilah asked me this question. Okay, they got like 17 trillion PlayStations out there, right?
17 trillion.
Oh man, yeah. Come on, man.
I gotta overrate.
I got you. Exaggerating.
But how many really PlayStation VRs that's really out there?
Right.
You think about it. Would you want to do the development costs where you can cater to more to the Vive and to the Oculus, where the system is more powerful?
And the thing is, I think Oculus is the highest selling VR headset right now. It's not as far as barrier entry. It's not the cheapest one, of course not. There's a couple of Microsoft based ones that are out. But yeah, I don't know. I think this guy was just purely fanboying. I think it's unfortunate to try to call him a sellout and all this kind of stuff. Because at the end of the day, these people trying to feed their families. If they saw Microsoft as being a means to an end, so they can have full creative freedom and pretty much live their dreams of making games without having to stress over financials, then by all means, that's the choice you make.
No problem being a sellout.
Right. Exactly.
And I put this way: why nobody's talking about how Microsoft building Ninja Theory a brand new office out of nowhere? I don't hear that. Like, you building me from ground up? I can hire 400 people.
Right. I mean, I think it's amazing. I think we're about to get some really. I mean, clearly this person's not looking at the long term. Like, we're about to get some really hotness. We're about to get some really great stuff from that studio.
Yes.
The fact that every game they've, from at least this is my opinion alone, every game they've put out has been good to me. Like DMC, I mean, every game they put out I've liked. I mean, Hellblade, I have my own personal issues with that game, but you know, at the core of it, it's a decent game. You know, so
good. So good. What
I feel like
what's your problem with that game?
It's slow.
No, it's not. It's not as slow. It's just it freaks me out with the voices and crap.
Yeah,
it just freaks me out.
Yeah,
I hear voices. I feel like Randy Orton when I'm in
do it.
there.
Like
I hear voices in my head.
Yeah, I don't see. First of all, I don't play scary games, and so it just look over there, look over there. You're gonna die. That just freaks me out. I'm sorry, it just does. I know that doesn't happen to everyone, and is it's so I always that's why I always preface it with it's my personal gripe, because I know it may just be me that deal that I can't stand that,
Yeah,
so
I could feel you on that if I was playing it on the eye herpes device. I probably would be more freaked out.
I'm not even.
Why you got to disrespect the VR?
Because man, the VR thing, man. When I read that article saying about eye herpes, man, that just tripped me out, bro.
Practice safe VR.
Safe VR. I need to have
get you some hand sanitizer, put some Clorox on the joint.
Yeah, that's. I have not even experienced anything, man. I won't even put on like the Samsung ones because if somebody else has put their face on it, I don't want to touch it. That's the one thing about it. I have not even seen what they look like. Yeah, man, I read the article. It's like, man, that's all I need is some crazy shit on my eyeballs. No, that's crazy.
Now today I tried today, and I like that. That's why I went quiet off the interweb. I tried the augment. I tried the Microsoft, the augmented reality from Microsoft. That was pretty cool.
Windows VR.
That was pretty. The augmented reality.
Augmented reality.
Microsoft. I can't even think of the name right now. But I tried that, and I actually saw it. And the trip about it, guess where I saw it at? My doctor's office. Going through therapy. On my back.
The HoloLens?
The HoloLens, yeah. I saw him. They were using HoloLens to show me my MRI.
Oh, that's dope.
I was like, whoa. And I was like, damn, this is nuts. I said, okay, that's why I got to give you all this money for. But it was cool how they did it. And they were showing me. And it was augmented reality. It's like, it looked like right in front of me. I think that sells more than VR to me.
But that's too expensive.
That's what more companies need to go
down right now for that.
Is it $3,000? I thought it was $5,000 just a couple of years ago.
Well, that's the whole point of Windows VR. You can do that with just a VR headset because it has a forward-facing camera. So you can do the same thing. You just wearing this giant goggle on your forehead.
Okay. All right. Well, only thing I want to make my point, since nobody else really want to jump into it and say anything else about it.
I'll jump into it.
Okay. Well, you got 4 minutes.
Here's the thing. It's like you don't know where developers are coming from. Like if you look at Ninja Theory, they don't really have like a hatred towards one platform or another. Matter of fact, they took a chance on Sony before Sony blew up. Let's put that in perspective. So Hellblade was in development before the PS4 even came out. And basically, that was their target platform they wanted to do first.
Because they did Heavenly Sword with them, yeah.
Yeah, well, they also had done stuff with Microsoft too as well. But that's where they wanted to go. That's where they were hedging their bets, and that's before like the whole DRM or any of that sort of stuff. So, think about those guys. Like they just wanted to make a good content and put it out there for you guys. And the way they look at their VR experience, they don't want to do a compromised VR experience. And you can't fault a developer for wanting to make their game good. And then the demands of VR are high on PC. If you look at the requirements, it was like 1080, GTX 1080 or something like that for running the game. So the demands are high on that. So yes, could they probably scaled it down? Yeah. Would the game probably not look that great? Probably not. With that sort of that performance base for VR. So, they'd much rather do a good experience on platforms that they feel like they can deliver than do something that's kind of a not so great experience and charge you for it. I mean, that's not fair.
That's true. That's true. All right. I was just going to make just one point about this. I was just saying that, look, I think if when Street Fighter V was only being developed for the PlayStation, I have to say, I mean, I'm pretty sure that there was some pretty crazy Xbox fanboys and girls out there that tried to go left and try to blame Sony or whatever. But for the most part, people was blaming Xbox for that. You know, they was like, "Whoa, how did you drop this ball?"
What are you talking about?
Well, I was talking about with Street Fighter V.
Street Fighter 5, yes.
Yeah.
No,
Like
that's the thing. That's what you gotta understand. Like if Sony does it, it's okay, right?
Right.
You know, if Sony, gets exclusive rights to anything, no one complains about that. Or go too far to complain about it. They complain for a little while
That's
and then
because
they
they're
die
for the
out.
gamers.
And then no, it's because they're the majority right now, and
Right.
So when you start doing something for like quote unquote the minority, it's a problem. You know what I mean? So I mean, I don't know.
Well,
that can be taken in any kind of context you want to, but
right. Well, that's what the whole thing I was just saying. Say, look, I mean, nobody should be upset if any Xbox fan was upset that Street Fighter V was on, and even now, Guilty Gear and what's the other game? King of the Fighters. It's on PlayStation. That's Xbox fault, and for Xbox gamers, they should be the one to go to Xbox and say, "What the hell is going on?"
But
See what I'm saying?
We all know how Tomb Raider panned out when Microsoft was trying to get the exclusive deal to have Tomb Raider on the platform. We all know how that panned out.
Right.
People wouldn't let that die. Wouldn't let pretty much Microsoft can't have anything. That's just plain. That's plain and simple. That's what it seemed like. Like they can't have anything. Ninja Theory gets acquired by Microsoft. Oh, that's a problem. You know what I mean? It's like they thank if you do, thank if you don't, right? Like it trips me out with that, and people just show their biasness on what they prefer. I think it's just kind of sad because it just hurts the industry in general. It's like this developer made the decision to we're gonna allow ourselves to be acquired by one of the richest companies in the world, and we're gonna be able to have creative freedom to make whatever we want to make. Anybody would sign that deal. I'm sorry, anybody would. So to ridicule them for that and to treat them, harshly, or to send them hate mail or to call them sellouts and stuff, I think that's just ridiculous.
I mean, that's when they worked so hard to get there, right?
Right.
Like, it's like all the work and all the effort, like they worked to get there, and and then they got support from gamers as well, but they also earned their place there, and it never really. I mean, I don't know. I've ever heard of Ninja Theory like talking crap to gamers, because like there's some developers that let it slip, right?
Yeah.
And I don't think I've ever heard them do anything other than most respectful. Matter of fact, when they got bought out, they did like this whole heartfelt thing.
Yeah.
Like of why they made the choice, and they hope you follow them on their adventure on what they make.
Right.
Like I don't know. Like it's one of the things I fear is being successful, because of there is a side to gaming that's not the most upbeat. But I think the positive gamers are out there definitely outweigh. They just sometimes don't express themselves, and they kind of keep it themselves. So
I just hope that the next game that Ninja Theory come out with, that the media, there's no media like favoritism, or they try to burn that game simply because now it's an exclusive game. Because we all remember the Mediagate back in the early 2013, 2014.
Yes.
When it came to Microsoft products, we still feel some of that with any game they release. Even do like a remaster, there's a problem with that too. So it's like not a remaster. I'm sorry, like a re-release. Like I think they re-released Phantom Dust and they re-released what was it? That Voodoo Vince, and that was a problem.
Yeah.
And, it's just like, I mean. So when Ninja Theory come out with the next game, or is there going to be a problem with the reviews? Is there going to be a problem with anything they do, or are they going to get scrutinized because they're their exclusive developer for Microsoft? I mean, it's just things I just kind of wonder about.
Or it'll be brought up in the article, or they'll be brought up in the review to remind people.
The PlayStation,
that the PlayStation,
they're gonna always do that, though.
That's
anytime you mention anything.
So it seems like that's also a little bit behind us, though, to a certain degree, right? It's not as bad as it was like a year ago. Like every year, it's a big chip taken away. Like you can't say like the first year of the Xbox being out on the market versus now is.
It's
the same mindset.
I mean,
well, Xbox has been surprising people with the content. That maybe there'll be people that'll look at it and say, "Oh, this is trash. The Kraken is lacking. Who cares? This game doesn't look like God of War." But then you play these games and then you see these experiences and you're like, "Oh, they're fun." Yeah.
It trips me out with that too, is because like people, how you can praise Nintendo 1 second and then turn around and complain about graphic fidelity in another second. Like, like I've never seen, uh, you know, a Nintendo exclusive look like God of War or
No.
was it Last of Us 2 and stuff like that. It's just not. That's not how they focus. It's not their focus.
Again, you know what I'm saying? The game that won Game of the Year looked like more like Sea of Thieves than it looked like God of War, The Last of Us, or Horizon Zero Dawn. So,
Right.
I mean, people got to remember that. But anyway, let's go to our last topic and get the hell out of here. We went well over as usual, so we can be really quick on
That's
this.
because we got product, content.
Yeah. We can talk. We can talk about games. We talk about games. That's the one. That's a positive. That's a positive. Anyway, all right. So this was a crazy little thing I wanted to just talk about. So I'm going to ask you because Don and Livewire, they probably didn't read the topics. So anyway, I'm going to ask you a question. Okay, let's just say, Don, that your old lady comes to you and tells you that she wants you to stop playing games. Period. Now, what is going to be your answer to her?
See, before we even got married, I established this is what I do.
Okay, so she got to kick rocks, or she got to kick rocks, or
Yeah, exactly. That I mean, this is who I am. You know, I love her to death, but like,
No, you don't. Obviously,
You don't.
Hey, come on!
I thought it was just doing a sport.
You can't take
No,
part
I'm
of
telling
me.
you, you can't say "I love you" and "but" in the same sentence. You can't say "I love you," but no buts.
I sound like me right now when I talk to my old lady. But what happened was,
But
like, no
it's funny.
buts.
It's funny you bring this up though, because my wife is the most supportive person when it comes to that. Even with like all the hours I work on my day job, and then I work on my game, and then the contracts I work, she doesn't see me a whole lot, and she is incredibly a patient woman. So that's why she's around. She's earned her spot as far as that's concerned.
Oh shit! There you
that
go.
sounds
Don.
so sweet.
That
sounds so sweet.
But see, hold on. See, Don came with the sour, then he ended it with the sweet.
Sweet. Yeah, you had to.
He had to end it with the sweet. Okay, so all right, because I'm going to ask everybody this. So let's just say that there was a compromise, okay, and you said, okay, I'll stop playing some games for you, but these 3 games I will not give up for you. So name me the 3 games that you will not give up for her.
For my lady?
Yeah.
What? I feel like this is a trap.
No, it's not a trap. This is not a trap. This ain't R. Kelly. This ain't trap.
I guess you gotta have a Halo in there.
Okay.
Gotta have something you can play with the ladies. So, believe it or not, I would throw Sea of Thieves so I can include her.
The crack is lacking.
Yeah, you know what? I got my wife playing it, so that's all that matters, right?
Nice.
So, and it's Gears series. That's
all right.
That's what I play.
Okay, all right. So live wire.
Yeah.
Same with you. Okay, so first, let me ask you what I asked Don. If your old lady asked you to stop playing games, are you gonna stay with her, or she got to kick rocks?
It's all about. I mean, if you make ultimatums, then I can.
She gave you an ultimatum. She's like, it's me or the video games. Which one is it?
Well, then it has to work both ways, right?
No, we
No,
ultimatums.
there's no negotiation. It's one or the other. Which one are you going to pick?
It got to be 50. If
Oh, see, he's over. Which one?
Huh?
Which one is it?
Hey, look.
This is the mother of your child. Remember this.
It's only if things work out in favor of both ways. So, like, you got to give me something that tells me why I can't.
Oh man, you just making this way more.
Mega, why don't you answer this for him? Because we all know the answer.
Yes,
we'll never see him again.
We'll never see you again. We won't hear you snoring. Okay, so
you and your child be MIA. Stop.
Yeah. You and Bianca. You said, look. You know what I'm saying? What's Trump's old lady's name?
But I'm saying this is what I did before. I mean, look, it's better than the alternative. You know, I'm at home playing games and not running around going to bars.
Don't be trying to explain yourself now.
I'm just
saying. You're not playing no games. You will be at the bars and you don't lose your lady because you chose.
But that's facts. That's facts.
Live wire. Don't lie to yourself. The first lie you ever told was to yourself. Don't do that.
Don't do it. Don't do it. All right.
That ain't lie. I gotta believe loud. I mean, okay. Think about it. You weren't playing games. You probably be running the streets.
All right.
You know how crazy Live Wire is when he plays games. Can you imagine if he cut that out of his life?
Oh my God. Yeah.
You're talking to somebody at a bus stop in slow motion. Get out of here.
Yeah, like I mean, in your life, everyone around you.
He'd be the DC sniper. Anyway, so
okay. About to show up, and I don't really care. And
oh my goodness. Okay, so check this out, right? So all right. So if your lady gave you, she said, okay, so there's 3 games that you can keep to play, but you got to get rid of all the rest of the games. Which games would they be?
Man.
Come on,
He taking too long.
He taking too long. Come on,
I gotta keep. I have to keep Forza right now.
Okay.
Forza, my shit. They can't make it as hard, man. Because
come on, man, you on the spot.
Come on, look, man. I play a lot of games.
All right.
Don't make him choose.
Okay, I ain't gonna make you choose because you take
Fight Night, Madden.
All right, this is something.
All right,
next.
Okay,
next. I'm with Delilah. Next.
All right, so Triple Cup Chuck. All right, so first off, let's answer the question. Your old lady say, "Look, it's me or the video games."
You ain't gotta go no further, man. Video game, you out this dope. To be honest, but my old lady gonna understand the consequences because I'm like. Somebody about, man, come on, let's go to the club, man. I'm with it. Let's go. I'm just do it. I'm here. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be the alternative. But you know what I'm saying? If I had to choose, it'd be my old lady. And the 3 games, Madden, Fight Night, and it'll be a game like The Witcher. You know what I'm saying? Something like an RPG. Ever to play. Yeah,
a dude with a straight answer, not this sucker boy shit.
Oh shit! He said a lot of people
suckers in here.
Hey.
Damn. Damn.
All right, so I definitely got. Even though I know this question wasn't really directed towards me, I definitely got something to say on the topic.
Okay,
I never understood. Okay. Go ahead. I was gonna say. Okay.
Go ahead.
I never understood why women complain about their men playing games. Like, you know where your man at? Like at all times. If he a gamer, you know where he at. I can tell you right there, women husband
attention.
Okay.
You know what they call that, Delilah? They call you a keeper.
Sister from my own.
I never understood that, but okay, so go back to your original. You said that the dude he broke up with his girl.
Okay, so
that's what he's leading. I know.
Let me ask everybody on the panel first, and then I'll get to it and get out of here. Okay, so 100. Okay, with your choice.
Okay.
Oh yeah, 100 might be live. What might be?
You don't give 2 fucks.
Okay,
hey,
100.
For one
is it you? Okay, is it if your old lady came to you and said, "Look, it's the games or me? Which one are you picking?"
I'm picking my old lady, man. Shoot.
You're a liar.
I didn't pick my old lady over y'all a couple of times. He can't stop. He got panties and bras on. I got the goat. The only thing y'all heard was,
yeah,
that's what y'all heard next one. Go on.
Bone, he's not talking about for a day. He's talking about for life.
Yeah, no game is for life.
No, but I got but thinking about it is if you gonna get me off the game, I'm back in the street.
You telling me
I'm gonna have to do something. I can't play the game no more.
So
I gotta go in the street.
Right.
Now, bitch, you don't know where I'm at, so I might be at the local strip club. You know what I'm saying? Because
how long are they gonna be the case though? So when you hit your 60s and 70s, you really gonna be like, man, I gotta get off.
So then that's when you gotta renegotiate the contract. So no, when she hang on, I'm gonna tell y'all this. When she realized that your ass is not at home anymore, she gonna sit there and make a negotiation. Go play back that game because she know where you at.
So which 3 games now? Okay, let's say you made a negotiation. So which 3 games would you
that's kind of hard for me. That's kind of hard. But if I have to die and go to hell, probably just Halo.
What the hell?
Where did that come from?
I said it. That is funny, man. I'm trying to be a jokey joker, man. I ain't serious. Damn. I ain't going no hell. Going to heaven.
About 3 games, huh?
Damn. Halo is for 1. I got
all right.
Halo. I'm gonna have to have some type of like something like a puzzle game, like something like Pac-Man or something.
Yeah, that's not a puzzle game.
It is like some type of maze, something to amuse my mind, to freshen up my mind. In my mind, you know what I'm saying? You don't play those type of games. That's why you see me play games.
Let him pick what he wants. Go ahead, 100.
Okay,
Yeah. I gotta go with Pac-Man 256.
Okay.
I gotta take that with me. And then I don't want to pick this. It had to be Matt.
Oh,
there it is.
Gotta be Matt.
There you go. All right, so who else? Okay, so 108. I'm gonna ask the lady last.
The chat is hilarious right now.
I know the chat is loving this. Okay, 108 Dragons. Okay, you have a choice between you and your wife, and she says, "Look, it's either me or these video games. Which got to go?"
Okay, let me tell you how I did it.
Oh shit, here we go.
My wife called the Xbox the no sex box. I'm going with my wife.
What are you doing for Xbox?
Yo, I'm going with my wife. I'm saying what y'all want to say.
All right.
Walk past some screens and them panties that I buy from Victoria's Secret. I'm out.
All right. So if you had negotiations, what 3 games would they be? Would you keep?
Oh, that's easy. Forza,
okay,
Gears, and God of War. That's how
I thought you was gonna do Halo, Gears, and Forza.
No, you're the Forza master. I'm the Forza dabbler. I don't play Forza like you, but that God of War.
Okay, all right, I got you. Okay, all right. So Delilah HD, your husband.
Y'all got me cracking up over here.
Your husband.
We need to have a little skit from the last. Hey, baby.
Hey, off of GRG Uncut, Don didn't come into a lady, but Moxie and Avers was like, they were like, she said, "Hey, baby." I was like, "Oh shit, what's going on here?"
Yo, I looked at my laptop like, who the hell is that?
I was about to turn on some things. Was that the old lady coming home?
About to drop that R. Kelly music.
Oh shit! About to play some public. Give me that honey love. Okay, anyway, all right. So your husband. All right.
Keep on the things that you did to get him.
Oh shit. Okay. Anyway, so your husband tells you either it's me or the games. Which one is it?
First of all, my husband know better.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't try to. Which one?
Oh gosh.
Come on.
You gotta go with husband.
You gotta do what I did. You gotta cough it up.
Come on, we gotta wrap this show up.
I will give up everything for him.
Get this tender shit out of here. I don't want to
said it's so
get
hard.
out of here. You're supposed to be fiber.
That's the most honest answer I can give you.
I don't bump and grind.
All right, so okay, so you said that y'all negotiated, and you got 3. And you got 3. And what 3 games would they be? Let's see that you can play. That's it. No more. Just 3.
No more games. 3. It had to be Super Metroid, Ninja Gaiden, and Halo.
Okay. So old Ninja Game, like there might not ever be another Ninja Game again.
Ninja Game Black.
Okay.
Don't get twisted. That's the best one. Don't get twisted.
All right. Okay. So, well, let me just tell the story. I'll just skip me because that's not important. So
no. Just go ahead and throw it in the air.
Cause she's right there. She's like, yeah, you gonna get off that game.
Anyway, so let's go ahead and do it. So, like, for
Mr.
me,
Pants Off Dance.
Mr. Pants Off Dance Off. Listen. She knew me, what I was, and see, this is the thing, right? So when I first met her, right, I did stop playing games for a little bit. Like I was trying to impress her by showing her, like I told her I was a gamer. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, no, I don't want to do all the gaming stuff.
He can't just
why we don't?
And so
hear your life story around this motherfucker.
So I was over here trying to be smooth with it, like, you know what I'm saying?
No, we're not doing that.
We ain't doing it. We gotta go. So anyway, so now the short version is that look, you know what I'm saying? She's like, baby, it's me or the games. And she hears me. I know she does. I'm going to say, baby, it's Tekken for life. Woo!
Somebody sleeping on the couch.
I'm sleeping on the couch.
Yeah, you better watch it. She gives you a full bubble bath.
Outside the house.
My old lady is just like Don's old lady, man. She's really supportive, man. It's like, I mean, she helps me out on giving me ideas on what.
Hang on, say that again, Megan. Hang on, Megan, say that again. Which old lady is?
She's real supportive. The patient.
My old lady can't stand none of y'all, mother.
She's real supportive.
I swear to God, she can't. Y'all go there gaming and playing all the video games?
She actually rather play the game, sit in the house, and then instead of be out in the streets, because that's where I'd be.
Well, you're too old.
So
too old. You're gonna be limping.
She comes in there and watches me play games and stuff. Sometimes it's cool. So so yeah. So it's a great relationship.
I talk to my old lady, man.
Dude, man, I love it.
Hey, I got one for the record though. You heard me? This one for the record. My old lady. Tell you, hey, go play the game and leave me the fuck alone because you're getting on my goddamn nerves. Video game, he preoccupied because I will run around all the way. She be like, man, go play game, leave me alone. I'm doing something else. All right, what's that, y'all? Yeah, that's my disclaimer.
My wife transformed into Delilah. You know where I'm at? Used to complain. There's no sex box. She said,
hey, we gonna have to wrap this up because I got to call my old lady.
We gotta wrap this up. He gonna sit there.
I gotta call my old lady and tell her I love her because I'm gonna be on the game all night. Cause I just drunk a cup of coffee before we got on GRG.
Anyway,
so
okay, well then
I gotta tell her at least I love her.
Let me wrap it up. Then. Okay, so basically, this is the thing. So my 3 games. You know what I'm saying? We have if there was a negotiation, which she's cool, she lets me game. So you know what I'm saying, and that's how it's supposed to be because she knew me that way. So this is the thing. It'd be Tekken, B1. Always got to be hashtag save lock. So the mighty Halo. And then the other one's going to probably shock you guys, right? Because you know what I'm saying? Because it would be normally Forza.
Because you're in love.
It would be Forza. But man, I can't be passing up The Witcher. I can't do it.
I ain't started that shit yet.
Witcher,
man, that game counts as 3 so damn long.
Hell yeah, that's why I said I ain't even started. I did the intro twice. Played through the little thing twice. People like, you gotta play that game. I'm like, it's 3:00 in the morning. I can't do this.
Man, but that's the perfect game to take to your death with, though.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyway, basically, what this basically all boils down to is that there was a YouTuber, and he's pretty famous, right? I guess his name is my son ran into this story a couple of years back. And his name was Douglas Fast Sensor, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Martin?
No, Faison.
Faison Sensor Martin, whatever, right? So he's a pro Call of Duty player. And so he really wanted to meet this chick named Yanette Garcia. And she's a forecaster from Mexico. Shit! Anyway, so basically, long story short, he got to meet her. Things cooked up. 3 years later, this dude pops up and says, hey, she's moving back to Mexico and she's going to pursue her forecasting career, and she wants me to move back out this way, but I got to break up with her because I really love doing this COD thing. Plus, I'm sponsored. She knew who I was before, and you know what? He got ripped in them comments because there was so many people saying he was stupid, he was dumb. But I mean, you gotta look at it like this. You gotta commend the man for being honest and saying, look, this is what he loves. I mean, you would think he would love that ass more, but you know what I'm saying?
Nigga, you actually damage controlling for him?
Hey man, I am, because
you still her in that blue dress?
You love, she's bad, man. Listen.
You still her in that blue dress?
Listen. If there's something that you love and there's somebody wants to take that away from you,
she's not always at home. She ain't always at home.
Okay, but so the thing of it is that look, he just trying to. I mean, look, he
said I have no time for a girlfriend.
He did. He said that. That's why he said he
I ain't gonna do direct that. I'm gonna call him bull.
And he said he was busy. And he said she was great. She said she was beautiful. She was all this. He talked really well of her. It's just the fact that, you know what I'm saying, he chose the Call of Duty. Now it's up to everybody.
He picked himself. That's all that was.
Yeah, he picked himself.
Come on. Ain't no damn. I had people get on me because I smashed him the other day. I smashed him because I'm saying you don't have about 2 or 3 hours a day. You know what I'm saying? Delilah, you're married, right? Let's keep it real. You're straight up married. Yeah. I know your husband might come home at a certain time. You might come at a certain time. But y'all gonna at least try to keep for like 30 minutes or 45 minutes. He might got to go to bed early. You know what I'm saying? You might just try to spend some time, an hour. If I know that's your job, and that's what you do, 24/7, I respect that. Like, okay, this is what you're doing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if my old lady know, okay, I'm a professional card player, she might come in back. I'm going to bed because I got to get up in the morning and kiss me on the cheek. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I'm gonna be over there in about like an hour. I'm gonna get off this crazy stuff.
But they were in different states, man. So I mean, it's really
my old lady say an hour away from me.
You said
trust me. I understand long distance relationships.
Oh man,
I understand long distance relationships.
It's not a whole state. They're in a different country. She stays in Mexico.
Man, that's Mexico. Mexico's next door.
Okay, but he's somewhere else. I'm
an hour from Mexico.
It's like the southern Canada.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, come on.
Listen, this man.
Come on, man. You making it quick damage control for this guy. This guy said he picked Call of Duty over the booty. That's all it is. And that's all I got to say about it.
You got to come in.
He picked Call of Duty over the booty.
This is the thing right here, right? Like, this is the one thing that all of us, men and women, can admit to.
He probably didn't love her. Like, he probably liked her.
Oh, no, why?
Her time with her. Because sometimes it's more than just looks with a person. She probably can't cook, probably can't clean.
Oh, man,
why make a YouTube video and say y'all breaking up? That ain't none of no business.
Listen,
if you get a divorce from your husband, I'll probably be the first one to get on the DM with you and say, why you told the public your business?
What do we know? It could be a publicity stunt. What do we know? It could be a publicity
He's a YouTuber. That's what he does. So, I mean,
she came out today. Came out today and said something.
Check it out.
That's what I'm telling you.
Like, yeah.
Publicity stunt.
But I heard his channel was quote unquote dying, and that's the best hitting video he had in a while. But this man got 2.5 million subscribers. Come on, he got backers. Come on. Yeah. The thing like the New York Post posted this.
He don't want to hurt his money.
Yeah, he don't want to hurt his money.
What money?
It's investment. Like, look.
I mean, come on.
Working.
So you gon'
then if she wasn't working and she was trying to get back there to them, and she wanted him to come there and give up what he's making with his money, then you got to look at his investment on.
To take care of her, probably. That's probably what it was.
It's cheaper in Mexico than it's cheaper in the United States.
Oh my God! Look, okay. After you've been with somebody for 3 years, all of that hot and lust and all that shit that you had for that person is not the same. You know what I'm saying? Look, just because for us that we look at her and she's a dime, like, it's not like, you know what I'm saying, if we smash, she would still be a dime, but not like she was when we didn't smash.
Man, she started looking like a 9.
Yeah, she started. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? She be, being real.
I mean, bro, Jay-Z cheated on Beyonce. Come on, dog.
Yeah. I mean, Jay-Z.
Beyonce ain't fine.
What?
Okay,
I'm sorry. Let's get out of here.
I take Kelly Rowland over Beyonce any day of the week.
Delilah, where can they find you at?
All right, man. You guys, so you can find me.
Hey, give me Erykah Badu.
Okay. Let her do a shout out.
Oh my gosh, y'all, come on. Anyway, y'all know what it is. Delilah _. Rolling the Gaming. You guys know you can catch us tomorrow at 9.
Follow on her mixer.
Noon.
Promote that.
We will be on our official GWG channel. So you can follow any one of us on Twitter, whether it's Lady Infamous, L Boogie, myself, and you will get all the details. Again, we're gonna be on YouTube tomorrow 9.
And sometimes it's GWG.
Can you let that girl do her shout out?
Sorry.
GWG. What were you saying?
No, my bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I thought my mic was muted.
All right.
Sorry, Delilah. Don't you beat me.
He said you don't even do a mixer. You don't even do
mixer.
Like
I did my closing wrong or something. I don't know.
No, I want her to support her mixer because I always come through and help her. Facts.
Thank you, one.
Yeah, you shut up, light skinned mega.
Oh shit! I didn't know. Anyway,
he thought I was clowning.
I thought you was. Anyway, I was like, oh shit. Okay. Anyway, all right. So, the Don. Was it the Don that said he had a crush on Erykah Badu? I like that shit. Good job.
Nah, that was Triple Cup.
No, that was bad. No, that was.
Where can they find you at, Don?
Man, the best way to find me is the Don _KTR, which is on.
Whoa, what's that?
Yeah, too. Is that me?
No, that's 108. 108. Right.
What I did?
It's that damn. Okay.
My fan?
No, it was the echo.
That ain't me.
Hey, 108 Dragon is the only one out there going.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you, Triple. Always blaming the other light-skinned guy. This some
my God, Don, where can we find you at?
And the best way to find me is on Twitter, which is the Don_KTR. I also have next podcast going on with Xbot tomorrow, and I thought we're doing episode 100. I don't know what's going on with that, but we're going to do the next podcast tomorrow. So
we ain't gonna do episode. It ain't gonna be episode 100. But what the hell is it gonna be?
I don't know.
I
know he said no gameplay. That should be out. Okay, so
yeah,
about to put somebody on blast.
All right. You know what? You about to be put on blast.
Hey,
He's like so excellent, so bad.
What's that?
Do Devin Gamer next Wednesday?
Yeah, we can do Devin the Gamer next Wednesday.
Yeah, maybe we can also do a little streaming of CFPs because
if we don't have the echo.
Yeah, we'll fix that later.
Okay. All right. Mute your mic. 108.
It's not me.
It is you, because I see the green light every time somebody talks.
Right, because it's the light at the end of the tunnel, sucker.
Oh, shit. Mute your mic. All right, see, look. It's muted and it's fine. It's gone. Anyway, we caught the corporate. All right, Triple Cup Chuck, where can they find you at?
Man, I'm up. This is your boy Triple Cup Chuck, and you can find me on the Heroic Vibration podcast on Wednesdays, and we talk about Marvel and DC, and you get video games in there, and we bring a whole different vibe. That's why I call it Vibration, because you get a different vibe. And on Saturdays, we doing a direct decks. You know what I'm saying? We go extra extreme. And one of the days, I'm gonna crash over there with you done. I'm gonna hop in next podcast and say, look, I'm in here. Y'all ain't gonna be ready for no country person.
You know, in all seriousness, just hit up Bot. I'm sure he'll love to have you on.
I mean, I know. I'm gonna get in there one day, but yeah, that's where you can find me. Yeah, we gonna cut up when you know what I'm saying, getting some games. Matter of fact, I want to get y'all in some Halo and then bring y'all to my world of you or that fight night. So you might not be a fight night person. I just want to point you down just to put you a notch under my belt. Don't take it personal.
I don't even own the game, so you already get a win.
Yeah, that's cool. All right, Chuck, and then Livewire, where can they find you at?
You can find me out on my channel. I just posted up something new. It's been a minute. Put up some gameplay of me rocking out on that Dante's Inferno. That shit was fun, man. They need to make a sequel of that shit. Yeah, man, just check me out. You know, I'm gonna be like these guys, and you know, if I ever had to leave my wife, which would never happen, but if it ever did, I'd leave it for Macy Gray. Like these guys are saying.
Macy Gray. I mean, really? That's
so silly, dog.
Macy Gray.
Yeah, I mean, you guys talk about Eric Badu and shit. Well, why not? Macy Gray.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with Erica Badu, but Macy Gray.
Macy Gray's available. She got money.
I mean, man, it ain't about money.
You might well say Oprah.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta talk about money. Yeah, you gotta say Oprah.
Oprah got too many rules.
Cherokee.
Can't be following all them rules.
Or Cherokee.
Oh man.
You
Okay. Macy.
And you can't talk junk to Oprah.
Oh shit. Anyway, 100. Where can they find you at, man?
Oh man, y'all can find me anywhere on the internet.
You talk after what you said about Beyonce.
Man, I ain't give a damn about no damn Beyonce.
What do you say about
Give me Kelly Rowland. I told you, give me Kelly Rowland, man. I'll take Kelly Rowland in New York, man. Y'all don't know they gonna find them motherfuckers.
Yeah, I'll take Rowland over Beyonce too.
See, I ain't on that. But y'all catch me on.
Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Where can they find you at? Where can they find you?
You can find me tomorrow on the direct X about 5:30 Pacific Standard Time. Probably be like 6:30 after I find everybody ass because they don't be around. Catch us at live uncut. We don't give to. I don't know when Mega gonna have his sports podcast. I don't know. I got 2 sports podcasts I got to do, so that's gonna be on some type of Sunday.
I'm just trying
so I don't know. So ask Mega and ask Daily on 247. And when they want to make it, I'll just pop up. I'm sitting in my office doing it. Right. But doing something different, and you check me out on my channel. I don't know. I don't have a set schedule. Check me out on Mixer, late night, getting drunk like usual.
Okay.
Saying all type of crazy stuff.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Are you done? Are you done? You're starting to mumble now.
Hey, that's why I see. Megan better not get on Xbox Live tonight because it's gonna be
on tonight. I'm up tonight.
I'm
triple cup Chuck tonight. I'm triple cup Chuck up tonight. 108 Draft. Now we're gonna hear the echo. Where can they find you at?
Oh, I gotta unmute him. Wait a second.
Oh shit.
Yo, you can follow me at 108 Dragons TV.
Hold on, unmute him now. I don't know what's going on.
What 108 Dragons TV? I got the Nvidia Shield. I got 3,000 DVDs with the 4K TV.
Man, the man can't even.
Man, Don, no, let me tell you something, Don. Let me tell you something, Delilah.
Don't go
there. Hey, facts.
Shout out to my GRG fam.
To my GRG fam. I be buying those videos.
Hey man, the guy can't even rebuttal, man. He's like, on mute.
Ain't no rebuttal for this. You got to get him one time. He got to get baptized.
Oh, but you got to get this work. Anyway, Mitch loves my boy 108 Dragons.
It's sad that we got to mute him just to say something.
Little meaty.
It won't let me unmute him. I don't know what's going on.
Hey, man, catch him on his channel, 108 Dragons TV. Yeah. Great content. He always be dropping content. Also, he also put content on the GRG podcast channel. That's where you see quite a few of us put videos out there as well.
Wait a minute, we're not doing that.
Shit.
Yo, I was like, wait a minute, why they can't hear me? I was talking the whole time. First of all, the person I'm gonna put on blast is my man Don, because sometimes I feel like you're not part of GRG because you like a guest. You pop in and pop out. You like Harry Potter. We're not doing that. Every Friday. You know what I'm saying? We're not doing that. You're going to walk your ass into the podcast. We're not doing none of that. But anyway, you can find me at 108 Dragons TV. Next week, I'm announcing one of the first
winners. You pregnant?
Man, let the man finish.
Yo, Mega, I'm on my best behavior. I'm going to act like I ain't hear that. Now,
man, you can't miss that one.
Look, next week I'm announcing out of the 3 things I said I was going to give away, the SNES Classics, the NES Classics, and the Duke. I'm announcing the Duke next Friday, the Duke winner from the drawing. Subscribe to everybody at this channel because we work hard. Everybody give their real opinions. There's no politics, no BS here. I love everybody here. Next year, E3 gonna be popping. Light-skinned dudes on deck, because most of the people on this panel is light-skinned. It's like the Drake panel. Facts. Yes, you can find it. And I'm gonna say something else. If you look into our comments and you see something negative, please let the trolls know they are not appreciated.
Thank you.
Facts.
Now can I go back to drinking?
Oh yeah, you go back to drinking.
Gaming and drinking.
We about done. Man, thank you guys.
Stopped.
Listen,
right?
I don't know.
I did.
I don't know why GRG goes so long.
You know,
I do want to hit that too.
We got good product.
I know, because motherfuckers don't know how to shut up. I just want, I want that 2-hour mark. I know you guys want that 2-hour mark. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna do a poll sometime next week. And I'm gonna say, how long do y'all want GRG to be? You know what I'm saying?
Forever.
I ain't gonna say forever.
Ever.
Oh man. Anyway,
subscribe to UHD's channel on Mixer.
She already sit there and
No, I want to rebuttal it.
Oh,
I support my sister. That's what we do.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, we appreciate that, but goddamn, you said it 180 times.
K-Mega405, man. Thank you guys for hanging out with us as always. I cannot believe we had like 50 people until the last like 3 minutes.
Because they love us.
They going to sleep, man. Shit, they got things to do.
That's good. I put people to bed. It's
you going to sleep too. Look at you getting tired.
Oh, me? I ain't going to
sleep. All right, y'all. Good night. I will catch y'all.
God bless y'all.
Everybody have a good night. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't out there gaming, you know, you're doing that pants off, dance off.
Thank watching the Orange New Black.
Oh shit.
Anyway. Livewire, he picking video games over his chick. He's a weirdo.
Hey, can anybody say VR porn?
Good night.
Anybody say VR porn?
Oh shit.